Hello! What the? What an intro. Welcome to Twitch Play episode. I think this is 6. I've lost count. It's such a high number. I think it's episode 6 we're on now. Yeah, we are.
So many.
So many. In fact, I care about this so much. I just realised that I never put last week's Click Play up. So there, it's on It's on YouTube. Nobody listens to it anyway. But Twitch Play, the popular brother of Click Play. We're here. How's everybody doing? And yeah, Isaac in the chat's been really curious about what this is. He's like, what is this? I'm confused. What do you mean by talk shows? What now? Hopefully at the end of this podcast you'll understand what it is. And Bayleaf is in the chat, a Danish person with representing all of Northern Europe around here. But yeah, I'm BiggusBennus. Welcome to Twitch Play, the Twitch special version kind of thing podcast of Click Play. And joining me as always, the mighty, flighty, you're going to say whitey, but not, flighty broad.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I absolutely did not just wake up 5 minutes ago.
I love it. I was like, so we do it at 6 o'clock every time. Just message. Said, here's the link for the...
Like how passive aggressive that was. We do it at 6 o'clock every time.
Just every, it's only I got that from Mellum, that passive aggressiveness.
Yeah. He's the master.
But I sent you a message saying, oh, here's the link to the audio stuff. And you're like, when are we starting? I'm like, 5 minutes,
I was doing very important things in my bed.
Oh my.
And then I got that message.
And then as she picks up her very creamy coffee there. That's American coffee for you.
That should let you know how important and dedicated I am.
Yeah.
Because I stopped masturbating to come and be on this show.
Wow, I never stopped. I am not standing up. Look at my coffee cup. Can we compare?
It's so teeny tiny.
Look at that. That is a wow. Yeah, we've got like from small to medium to tankard. Making his Twitch Play debut, the one, the only, biggest pegger of them all, Mega Petros.
Yay!
Hey, good to see you. Glad we've managed to get you on. You're a busy man.
So nice to be here.
How are you doing?
Oh, wait. Let me. Oh, here. Wait, this way. Hang on.
Exactly, Isaac.
There we go.
What? You're so late.
Oh. It's weird because Flighty's camera's a little bit behind for some reason. Not sure. So it just, that didn't work.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I was at a bachelor party yesterday from like 8 a.m. until 11 or so p.m. when I just quit.
Wow. How is Finland over there?
The what?
Same thing. Sweden.
It's good in Sweden. It's good.
Land of ABBA, IKEA, and mediocre football teams.
Hey.
I had to say something.
That's too soon.
Too soon.
Shots fired. You need to go to the burn unit, baby.
Like,
I'm sorry, Mega.
Sad pictures from the bachelor party yesterday are of the Swedes sitting with their phones, like at the beach watching the game. It's done. We're out.
Didn't you go for a swim in Sweden?
I had to drown my sorrows
somehow,
and there was not enough beer.
Isaac says land of feminists in Sweden.
Yeah. Sure.
Bailey says Mega Petros, more like Mega Pextros. Hey, look at that. Got bigger boobs than me, definitely. All right, so yeah, this is where we kind of talk about what games we've been playing, and then we move over to answering questions you might have about Twitch, or just like we just generally chat shit, and people seem to listen in and comment and stuff like that. So let's start off. Well, we're going to start off with something that I should have done before, but I totally forgot. Mega, who are you? Where'd you come from? Who are you?
My name is Peter. I come from Sweden, as we just found out.
Yeah. And where
I've
does
been on Twitch for like 3 years now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Veteran.
I've been streaming for 2 of those.
And where do you get the name Mega Petros from?
Well, it actually started. Well, I'm a fan of like Mega Man and
Ah.
Transformers, where you have Megatron, and Mega is just.
Aw.
I mean, Mega is like it's a cool word. So at first it was my Xbox Live tag as Mega Peter,
Mm?
which got a little bit weird in some countries where they use like Peter as another word for your.
Penis?
Oh, a megacock. Megacock. That's his new name.
But when I then got a PSN profile, I changed it to Mega Petros. And Petros is just like the Greek version of Peter.
Ah, okay, okay.
So it fits better with the Mega as well, I think.
No, yeah, it sounds cool. Mega Petros.
Yeah.
In the chat, we've got questions for Mega Petros. Is he from southern Sweden? I feel I've seen him
Yeah.
before. Oh, you've got some.
Yeah, hail.
Yeah.
Södra Skåne, yes.
Chenna.
Tjena, tjena.
We've got Danes in the chat. Dane, Swedish. No Norwegians. Mel's disappeared for the last week. I've no idea what's happened to him.
Oh
Thank you.
no.
Maybe he's discovered IRL.
Maybe he took his boat and he's just out at sea being Norwegian.
Yeah.
Being
Maybe he went a little bit too far and had to, went and pillaged a few villages and had his way with all the women there.
drilling oil and hunting seals.
Yeah. Bailey says, yes, southern Sweden is full of good-looking people because they're closer to Denmark.
Dang.
Oh, wow. We've got
All right.
all
I'm
these Scandinavian
coming to
burns.
visit you, Bailey. Coming to visit.
So,
Talking all that big talk.
Mega, what is your favorite game of all time? That
Favorite
can be
game of all time.
Yeah, that can be like the go-to question of anyone.
A really tough question.
Yeah. It's a big one.
But I think I would have to say
Click.
like Super Mario Bros, like the first one for the NES, because that's the first memory I have of video games from when I was like 4 years old.
Hmm.
Christmas,
Aww.
we got it, and I hooked it up, and you had to like set the TV to find the channel where it's on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Jumping.
I had a
and then
TV that like
color, sound, and bam, Mario was there. And it's just
Aw.
like, I've been a gamer since.
Aw, that's a good story. I like that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that's cool. I remember I had one of these TVs in my room and I had to like hit it at a certain angle for it to, for some reason, connect and actually show stuff on the screen. They were the days. You had to whack your TV. I had to tap it kind of gently, like 5 or 6 times, and eventually it'd come back up.
Yeah,
So,
my brother did that to his TV as well, and then one day it just caught fire.
Yeah, oh dear. That never happened, luckily.
So, so yeah, don't slap your electronics, people.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Unless that's what they were designed for.
We're probably going to be joined by Glenn Arini soon as well. He's So yeah, we'll have Norway, Sweden, Denmark. What's the other one left? Finland. Just need Buck in here to get all the others. But yeah, I like it when people have got their favorite game as something that's. It's not like obviously going to be the best game ever because the best games are kind of out. You could argue they're out now, but it's like something that's special and personal to you. What about you, Flighty? What's your like most personal game?
Oh, geez. There was this game. I can't remember if it was on NES or SNES, but it's called Athena.
Yeah.
And it was basically like you play the goddess Athena, and you're kind of like going through this like side-scrolling adventure. It's basically Mario, but with different skins.
Okay. Okay. Not the what are the sisters called? The copycat of Mario.
Gianna Sisters.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that.
No. It's like a Mario clone, really. Really.
It was NES Athena. I've never seen this game. It looks cool.
Yeah, I spent because we had like this really cheap console and I had the one cartridge for it. And I remember I got like the gold cartridge of Zelda for Christmas one time. I was super psyched about that.
Oh. Yeah, that's like interesting. The SNES is the first ever console I ever played. And it was my sister who got me. She lent me while she was on holiday for 2 weeks. I remember just playing so much.
Aw.
Yeah, and yeah, it was Zelda. There was the Zelda one. Oh, I never did any quests. I didn't understand how to do any quests. All I did was go around and like smash things and cut the grass.
Right, yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
Smash the pots.
That's it. I spent hours doing that. And obviously Mario Kart, which was just amazing fun. And I love that they kind of incorporate that track into the new ones. It's really cool. Like obviously with really high updated graphics. Brings back great memories. But yeah, I think they were just those two as far as I remember. There were the days. Oh, people in the chat were like, what's the SNES? What's that? Is that like
Oh,
a
no.
GameCube?
No.
Mm.
Isaac said the first game he ever played was Mario when he was 4. I bet that was like Mario Sunshine as well. These youths. These youths out here. All right, so
I
let's go.
think the oldest console I have is from, I don't know, early 80s or something. It's actually made in Malmö, and it's just like a Pong console.
Wow.
Oh, that's
And then-
cool.
So it has like tennis and hockey.
Yeah,
And football.
Oh, that's hilarious.
it's just the same thing. Amazing.
Yeah, they're all the same thing.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Ooh.
I have a bunch of old crap in my closet.
You should stream it.
Yeah. That's actually one thing I'm going to be doing when I go, because I'm going to go home in about a month just to the UK for a few days, and I really want to come back with my PlayStation 1 and like all my demo discs and just go through them and play some really old PlayStation 1 games, like the demos. Those should be fun. But there's a lot of extra stuff you've got to do to be able to stream from it. All right, let's go into the games we've been playing lately. Mega, what games have you been playing lately?
Lately, it's been mostly Overwatch on PS4 and also a little bit on PC now. Still playing with a pad. I get a lot of flack for that. Like, but you should play with a keyboard and a mouse like this.
Yeah, I haven't been able to.
No. But other than that, it's Near Automata, and I'm on
Yeah.
my first playthrough. That doing the second run.
Okay, yeah, with the boy.
Yeah, Menace.
Mm.
So I'm gonna be doing that for a while. I'm really into it right now.
How do you find it?
Near Automata.
Yeah.
It was actually a Twitch buddy, a mod of mine, who's really into these games, Dark Souls, and all of these. And he was playing it, just nagging me about it.
Oh, I see.
Because when I first saw it, it looked kind of bleak. I don't know. It's not very colorful.
No.
And it's very, very Japanese. So I was not that into it. But yeah.
What do you think
Seems
about
quite
the rather the sexualization on there? Because there's been a bit of controversy that it's there. That the reason why she is so kind of like lightly clothed is because the designer just wanted a game with beautiful ladies to stare at.
And they wanted what?
He wanted a game with pretty ladies. That's why he made her rather busty and with very short skirts that lifts up whenever she runs.
Yeah, I heard that there is like a trophy also for getting if you like manage to get the camera under her skirt.
Yeah.
Which
What?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't think it's on PlayStation. I think that might be just a Steam trophy or something. Yeah, I
Maybe.
definitely heard about that as well.
And I know there's DLC where you can like have another outfit without the skirt.
Oh, like with trousers or just with no skirt?
Just with no skirt.
Oh wow.
With very conservative light pants.
Yeah. High neck. No, that's what kind of what put me off at first. I was like, this is just a game for dirty men to get their socks off. But yeah, I played it a bit. I'm going to start again though on PS4. Are you playing it on PS4 or PC?
I'm playing it on PS4.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess on PC. A lot of people can't run it.
Yeah, no, my friend plays it on PC and has to use another program or something to get it to run in full screen. Right?
Oh.
And to get it captured, it took me forever to get it captured. And every now and again, it'll just freeze. And I'll be playing it still and not realize, but look at my OBS and then it's just frozen.
Oh, geez.
I remember I was so annoyed because it happened. It froze just as I got a huge host from Dagfin Live. And I was so angry because everyone was like, well, this guy's got a crap stream. He's not doing anything and just
Look
sitting
at
there
this
while it's
pro.
yeah.
Oh.
Jeez. So yeah, look at this noob here. Yeah, can run Overwatch. Yeah, Isaac, it's this is Nier Automata, but apparently when the game first came out on PC, on PC it came out on PC and PS4, and PC has never been patched, whereas PS4 gets like patches and updates. So it's a PS4 game, and I think that's the best. So yeah, I went and rebought it when it was on offer, and I've started a run through, but it'll take a while.
Yeah, now I watched my friend play it a little bit, and because I played like the first part with her, 2B, and then I thought that I was kind of done with it. Like, how different can it be?
Yeah.
To do the other ones, but I was watching my friend like a little bit, like I dropped in on his stream now and then, and I mean it's so different.
Yeah.
Like, every time you replay it with the new character, 9S, and then there's a third one. And then the first one, I think you play a little bit different characters all throughout the game.
Yeah, I've heard that the last two are really brief. Like, it's very, very short.
Yeah, I think the last two main endings you can just get by basically reloading your previous save, like before the last boss.
Okay.
Just do it differently.
And I hear that, yeah, the ending after the fifth one's really, really interesting. I've heard of what it might be about, but I don't want. I'm going to try and get to it eventually one day. One day. Nice.
Even if you don't like the game, just try and listen to the soundtrack, because it's so good.
The music is really good, and I like the action actually. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Jumping, slashing. Have you ever played Warframe, Mega?
I tried it. I played through the tutorial. And was bored.
Okay. Now it's coming to Switch. So if anybody wants a free-to-play AAA game coming to Switch, I thought I never played Warframe, but I think I will if it's on the Switch. Try it out. That's how to run a free-to-play game, though.
Yeah,
all right.
Switch needs more games. Sure.
Well, if you say so. I have 30 odd games on there.
Of course you do.
Yeah. I
You're such an addict.
I am. Just got Hollow Knight.
All the re-releases from PS4 and Xbox.
It's a great place for indies. And there's some really good first-party games on there. Isaac says, what is Warframe? It's like Destiny, but free-to-play. And no PvP, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, third-person shooter.
Yeah, third person. Oh, the shopping's here. Oh, great. This is where the dog goes crazy. Flighty, I'm going to mute myself. What have you been playing?
Warframe, a little bit. I haven't been streaming Warframe because I'm still kind of getting back into it. Addie?
Are you? The chat can't hear him. It's only you guys can because it's on Discord.
Oh, okay. So the first time I ever played Warframe was back when it was still in beta. And it was still a really good game back then. It wasn't like very fleshed out in terms of content. It didn't really have a story or anything like that. And then I just stopped playing. And I recently, like within the last 6 months or so, picked it back up. And there is so much more now. Like in the really short time frame that I was away from it, they added new worlds, they added a shit ton of new quests. There's like a banging story now, a shit ton new warframes. So I've been really, really impressed with the quality that is put behind a free-to-play game. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, he can hear somebody. But also, I've heard that also if you link your Twitch account to your Warframe and you watch something tonight, I think, you can get a free Warframe.
There was a thing like that yesterday.
Oh, maybe it was yesterday. I just saw it on the Discord games thing.
Yeah, you get shit. What was it called? An Ash Prime Warframe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Also, if you have Twitch Prime and you connect, you get hang on, let me think of it.
You get quite a few things, don't you?
Trinity Prime, Warframe.
Can you get Optimus Prime?
I wish that would be so awesome to run around that world as like a, a semi kind of like transform, run people over.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go when it's free. See if the dog can go out now.
But don't you get bored with all the waiting in Warframe?
The waiting?
Yeah, like when you grind for all the stuff and then you build on your Warframe, and I know there's like these waiting times.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I guess unless you pay.
Right, yeah. And man, they've got the microtransaction thing down. Although that being said, you don't really have to pay to enjoy the game, I've found. But the waiting mechanic, it does get a little annoying sometimes. That's a really good point to make. Because like if you want to make like a new gun in your foundry, it'll take fucking 72 hours, like real time.
Wow, 72 hours actually. But can you like just go away and then play the game 3 days later, or do you have to be there?
Oh, you can. It's like real world time. So even when you log out, it still goes.
Okay, good. Because that'd be really annoying. You'll play the game for 72 hours.
Yeah. I'm not trying to. I'm like, I really like that game, but I'm not trying to play it for 72 hours in 1 week.
To get a new gun, like yay.
Yeah, and like I'm the kind of person that enjoys grinding. I kind of do like I use repetitive tasks as a way to manage my anxiety. So like grinding is like my jam sometimes. I will get really impatient with it sometimes, and then like if that's the case, I'll like open up Tetris or I'll knit. If I don't feel like killing things with a sword. There's many options here.
How is your hand?
It's getting better.
Nearly Destiny ready?
I mean, I was testing it this morning and it seems to be fine. So
testing Destiny. Oh no, wait, yeah, no, I get it. Not amazing. All right. Anything else?
Another game that I've been playing actually is the Burial at Sea DLC for BioShock Infinite.
Oh yeah, you played that last night, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm really surprised at how long these DLC are. Maybe I'm just a really slow gamer. I do definitely like explore a lot. That's one of my favorite things to do in games. But I feel like this has taken a lot longer than I expected it to, because last night I got to an area that I thought was the end, but then they like did this thing where they like knock out the protagonist and then they wake up somewhere else. And I was like, have to keep going. Like it's a really fun experience, but like I was not expecting that at all. So, and it adds really good things to the story from the main game. So I've been really pleased with it so far.
Have you played the original ones?
The first two BioShocks?
Yeah.
Just the first one. I haven't played the second one. A lot of people are kind of deterring me from it.
Yeah.
And maybe one day I'll play it, but Infinite has always been my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I started it back in the days when I never finished games. I haven't really changed that much, but yeah, that was an intense opening. There. Yeah, I finished 2 games in the last wait, have 2 games or 3 games in the last week?
Oh man, you're like catching up.
Yeah, I finished so yeah, I mean, have you been playing any other games?
No.
All right. Well, I finished The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spunknuts, whatever his name is. That was fun game. Spirit. That's the one, Captain Spirit. He's 13 or something. He's Spunknuts. That was a that's all you do at 13, isn't it?
I can't handle that.
But the thing is, if that like, because this is the prequel, if anyone doesn't know, this is the prequel to Life is Strange 2, and it is a very Life is Strange-esque adventure. It's called the demo, but it's like a prequel. I enjoyed it. It's fun. I guessed the phone thing. Were you there, Megan, when I guessed the phone thing and I got it right?
No, I missed it. When you did that thing.
Well, they told me,
trying to get home.
Yeah, Sean told me like whereabouts it was, and I guess, but there's a really difficult challenge to open up. But yeah, you play as this kid who's really imaginative, his dad is you get the impression his dad's abusive, but he loves his dad, and yeah, but he goes into this, yeah, no, definitely an alcoholic, and he's this kid's got some kind of wild imagination, and thinks he's a superhero, and he makes his own costume, or you make it for him, and you do various things. It's a nice little, very, very chilled introduction. It reminds me of a boring part of Life is Strange. So like Life is Strange has interesting parts, really like high energy and really like you're kind of, whoa, my God, what's going to happen next? Edge of your seat stuff. And then it has like the lackluster, chilled parts. And this felt like one of those.
Like slice of life.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that this was better than like Life is Strange.
Oh, I mean,
all
that
episodes.
doesn't take much. But it was interesting.
No.
I know, like Life is Strange episode 1 and episode 6 I liked. The rest, I was like, after about an hour of playing them, I'm like, oh, when's the end of this episode? When's the end? But episode 1 of Life is Strange was so good. It was really like when it finished, I'm like, I need to play the second one. And I think I played it before the second one was released. I think I played them on release. And yeah, it was then it went a bit weird. But yeah, this one, it has promise. It'll be interesting because it says that the boy returns in episode 2, or he's featured in episode 2. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, the way it was worded sounds like he's not going to be the protagonist. You're going to control someone else. But then again, this boy has powers, you find out near the end. Spoiler alert. So
I mean, in a world where people can have powers, I'm not terribly surprised.
No, but that kind of made me think. Well, maybe you do control him. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because it's out really soon. It's out in a couple of months. Life is Strange season 2, or the first episode is. What did you think to it, Mega? You said you liked it a lot better than Life is Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I think the setting is something that I think is more, I don't know, interesting.
Yeah.
With the kid and his mom died and his dad turned to alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, the dad knows he's a shitty dad.
Yeah.
And the kid is coping alone.
Yeah.
Playing with his toys, his video games, and his imagination.
Did you feel
it kind of becomes real? I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, I think the dialogue's a bit more natural than I felt like Life is Strange was written. It's a bunch of teenagers. It's written how adults think teenagers speak.
Oh my God, that's the reason why I haven't been able to play Life is Strange. I would have been
cool, dude.
I would have been so down with that when I was like 16.
Yeah.
But like me as a 33-year-old woman, multiple in the trench coat over here. I cannot do it.
No. You don't want to.
I'm just like, you don't have real problems.
You don't want to play it?
I'm paying rent.
You don't want to play it? I have a code for it if you want to play it.
I think I have the first episode.
I've got all 6 for you if you want.
I mean, if you like cringe,
yeah, it's a cool little like a soap opera. You tune in for your characters.
I would probably drunk stream that and complain about it the whole time. If that's something that people wanted to watch, I would do that.
I would watch it. Yeah. And I'd love to see, like, we need to eye roll, just exclamation point eye roll every time you do an eye roll. Like you have death counters when you play Dark Souls. We need an eye roll counter.
Oh my God!
Every time they say hella. It's like that's hella good.
I feel personally attacked right now.
In Before the Storm, which is the prequel for it, the very first episode, I was just, you're trying to get into this band playing in this like kind of grimy club, and you're trying to sneak in, and you've got to convince the guards, and you go around and you spray some graffiti because you're badass, and it honestly is the worst. It gets better. The only good thing is it gets better because it couldn't get worse, but it starts off with, oh yeah, this is Life is Strange with slightly worse graphics and without the same voice actors, which was weird. But I need to play the bonus episode actually of Life is Strange Before the Storm. I say need. I kind of want to play that.
Need is a good word though, because gaming is life.
Yeah, gaming is life. But yeah, so what other games of So I played Spunk Nuts, and I finished. Speaking of unwanted liquids in your pants, I finished Resident Evil 7 in VR.
I'm
yeah,
so proud
congrats.
of you. It was so good.
I love that game. Like, I thought, oh god, I'm never going to be able to sleep after that. But the only thing that was in my head at the end of it was, that was a really good game. That was such a good game. It's probably my
and,
favorite
like,
horror game.
So
The
happy
story
that you
went in a really interesting direction
Yeah.
there. I really enjoyed that.
I liked how I was kind of. You were probably slightly bummed that there weren't that many jumps. Either I was desensitized, I'm not sure, or if I wasn't. I just didn't. I didn't find that part that I like the bit near the end. Maybe in the house right at the end. I didn't find it that scary. There were not that many jumps as there were at the beginning.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know, that the house terrified me. Like the house.
Oh god, yeah.
Everywhere else, okay, fine. But when I'm inside that house, because it's so closed and kind of familiar, but you don't know what's around the corner.
Right. And like when you're getting hunted down by Jack and you have to sneak everywhere. I find that like for myself, obviously everybody has like different fears. But like the monsters didn't scare me. Those were very Resident Evil. They were just like, rawr, monster, like but it was when like when Marguerite like jumps out at you, like when you're by the crow door, or like when she like gets you at the window after she transforms, like the more human the monster is, the more scared I'm gonna be of it.
Yeah.
And sneaking away from Jack was one of, if not the most terrifying part of that game for me, because Jack is basically unkillable.
Mm.
Yeah. He's so big.
Oh, I remember running around. Yeah.
And in VR, like I'm a tall guy, but Jack.
Jack is. Speaking of which, his brother is Daddy AF. I would totally break a piece off of that. That's why you need to play. What is that DLC called? Death of Zoe.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna play the DLC. The DLC, as soon as it comes on offer, I'm gonna be getting that because I don't think I'm done with Resident Evil yet. Also, I made a promise earlier. I hate making promises, and I should never make promises, but I'm gonna make a promise. Halloween, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna try and stream the whole game in VR, like a speed run. But on easy with that weapon that I unlocked. So the current speedrun record is like 1 hour 30. So I'm thinking if I can get it between 2 hours, if I can get it around the 2 hour mark or 2.5 hour mark, that would be perfect. That's like a perfect length. But
yeah, totally.
In VR, it's a little bit different because you're turning and it's a little bit slower when you're turning because you're doing it at angles. So you could probably maybe make that 2.5 hours to 3.
But you can do quick turns, can't you?
Yeah, but it's going to be... I don't think you can instantly turn back. Yeah, the reason why I've got like an angle turn is to avoid nausea, because I did not feel nauseous in the slightest for the entire 4 or 5 hours that I was streaming it. It was such a good horror game, and I like the change of pace. Some people are not too sure about the change of pace, you know, when it goes into the ship and then into the salt mines, and then because when you're in the ship it kind of becomes a bit of a shooter, but it's a bit lighter. I liked that. And then when you went back to the house, it felt like I was going home, and then I realized that home was where all the monsters are. And
home is not where the heart is.
Not in that game.
In that game.
But then you go back and you're like, I think that the levels are really well laid out, and you know, you go back, you can unlock certain things, and yeah, it's just a really fun horror. If anybody likes horror games, definitely play it. If you're kind of not sure, I think this is a game that could get you into it. Although, yeah, I'm not going to be playing another horror game for a while. Maybe, what's that one called? Until Dawn? I think that's one that you can just do in one day, can't you?
That barely counts as a horror game, though.
Yeah, it's kind of like a haunted house on rails.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of like running from stuff. It's more like a really cool visual novel almost.
Okay. Yeah, I got it on the PlayStation Plus, so I can try it out
It's
and
a
see.
good game. I played it twice, I think. But
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 in VR is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had.
How much of it did you play in VR?
Everything.
Oh wow.
I've never played it without VR.
No.
H-Core.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize you played the whole thing in VR. It's really cool, isn't it?
I don't even know how it looks like on a PS4 without the VR.
No,
oh, no, you're spoiled.
Yeah, that's me. Like the middle bit, there's a couple of hours in the middle where I didn't play with VR, and it looks really good. It still looks beautiful. But But yeah, it is something special when it's in VR.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to.
And you should play the band footage one.
Yeah.
As well, I think. At least the one where Marguerite traps you in a room
Okay.
to just chain to a bed, and she comes in to feed you and take care of you, and you're not allowed to escape. It's kind of like that Stephen King novel.
Oh
Misery.
yeah.
Misery?
What's it called? Misery. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that. So she leaves the room, and then you will have to try and find an escape.
Hmm.
You hear her coming back, so you just jump in the bed and go like, no, I didn't move.
And she like looks around the room for anything that might have changed while she was gone.
Yeah.
It's creepy. It's really creepy.
Ooh, yeah, I want to play that. But yeah, really good game. Oh, what else have I been playing? Yeah, Ni no Kuni 2, which is a really fun game based on the Studio Ghibli like kind of aesthetic. It's a JRPG.
It looks so adorable.
It is very adorable, and it's so much better than the original. Oh, I know very few people that finish the original because it just turns into a complete grind fest, especially near the end. You get really close to the end, and then you've got to grind, and yeah, this one, no, there's so many side quests. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to try and get the platinum trophy. I saw something like crazy amount, like 6 or 7% of people, 6 or 7% of people who've played the game got the platinum, which is yeah, and well over 60% have finished the game, or I think it's like 50 to 60% have finished the game. If they've loaded it up, they've actually finished it, which is yeah. I've not seen it that high before, especially for a game that's long. It's not like one of those that you can just do in 2 or 3, 4 hours or so. This is a long game. I'm in my 20th hour. I don't feel like I'm anywhere near the end. I think I'm like level 33 and it goes up to 60, 70, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, based on the chapters, I'm on chapter 6 out of 9, but I think these ones are a little bit longer, these last 4. But yeah, just loving it. There's so many cool things. I mean, obviously you're just progressing as a story, traveling around the world. I'm eventually going to be able to go to the other side. It's kind of set out a bit Game of Thrones style, where you've got one big set of islands, like a big continent on the left and one on the right. And I'm almost at the point where I'm going to be going on to the place on the right, but I want to do a load of side quests first and try and level up. But yeah, it's just like a slasher. It's an RPG, but it's not turn-based or anything like that. It's not like hold down button. It's just, yeah, you can attack, you can dive, you can roll and dodge. But you've also got these little things called Higgledies, which can help you. You can have up to 4 of them with you. And at certain points during battles, you get them. And some of them will give you extra health. Some of them will give these amazing dark attacks, or they'll form a cannon and start firing at the enemy. And you can kind of just vary those out and bring them in and out. Decide, depending on, whether they'll be successful or not. And yeah, really enjoying it. There's also a skirmish mode, which I'm really getting into now, which is you control 4 armies, or like your army, but you've got 4 battalions, I want to say. And some of them are like range. I don't know this war thing. Yeah. 4 bunches. I think that's the phrase. That's the technical term. 4 bunches of people. And some of them will be ranged, but you can like vary them as well. And then you kind of just run at enemies, and it's like these big, massive, full-scale battles. And I've been playing quite a few of those. But yeah,
I haven't seen any of that.
No, I was doing that quite a lot. Wasn't I not doing that when you were in earlier? Or maybe I just finished one.
I think, yeah, because you were just like, oh, look how pretty this is. Big castle.
Yeah. Oh, that's when
I saw, so I guess you.
Yeah, so you can upgrade. So you start up your own kingdom because you've been banished from yours. Well, not banished, but there was a coup, so you escaped, and then you're trying to build up your own kingdom to take yours back. And yeah, you get your own castle. I just upgraded my castle, and it looks bigger and better. And
it's cool how that works. Like, damn it, I lost mine. I guess I'll go get a new one.
Yeah.
I didn't want
anybody looking for a king. Like,
yeah,
but it's really cool.
I didn't want that old kingdom anyway.
Yeah, so it's my kingdom now. It looks a little bit better. I really like. But it's a really cool story about how people start to respect you as a king, etc., etc. And like to become a king, you need a kingmaker, which is that derpy Lisa Simpson thing. And one of the, it's just there's so many mechanics in this. Like when you go and you have to prove yourself worthy of being a king, and you get sent to this other realm. And it turns into this like puzzle game for about 30 minutes, where it's a puzzle game where you've got to try and get to the end of this. You read a story, and in the story there are certain objects, and then you have to find those objects on the way around this board, but you can't go over yourself twice. It's really, yeah, it turns into a puzzle game then, and then it's like a strategy game. We've also got a kingdom or like a town building game of this. Then there's the action RPG. It's like there's a bit of everything for everyone in there. I've never once got bored, which is a great sign of it. There's always something interesting or new that's happening.
It looks like it has a lot more to offer than the first one, which is
definitely
a game that I didn't finish. I stopped just right before. No, I actually went into the last dungeon to face the White Witch, but the enemies in there were just killing me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's go out and grind. Let's do that for 10 hours and go back. Still got wrecked.
Yeah.
I put this game on hold. I think it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, this is still
Not
on
ready
hold.
yet. Not ready.
I actually got it to try and finish it before this new one came out, and I was like, I played it and thought, no, I remember why I put it down. It's not a bad game though; it is a good game, but like knowing that there's just so much grinding near the end, I thought, nah. No one says Derpy Lisa Simpson. Yeah, it looks like Derpy Lisa Simpson. That was what Rosie Rabbit coined him. And Tobe says, I've really enjoyed Ni no Kuni 2. Me too. I'm definitely thinking of putting Octopath Traveler possibly on hold until I've finished Ni no Kuni, because that comes out in about 5 days, and I'm pretty sure I won't have finished Ni no Kuni by then. Maybe. We will see. Maybe Octopath can be my train game. But apart from that, just a bit of Fortnite. I played a game called Wreckfest, which is amazing. Do you like racing games, Flighty?
I can. I like racing games with gimmicks. So this sounds right up my alley.
Oh yes.
Honestly.
Oh yes. Have you seen any of this, Mega?
No idea.
Have you ever played Destruction Derby on PlayStation 1?
On PlayStation 1, yeah.
This is a game where you just destroy other cars that you're racing against. One point, one of the levels that I'd unlocked to sit on a lawnmower, and we had a lawnmower race where we had to drive into each other and knock people over who were on them. And then their bodies have those kind of like physics where they just roll around and you drive over them, and their bodies and their arms and stuff go around. It's a really fun game. It's just come out of early access after about 3 years. It used to be called like That Car Game or something. Bit of advice, it's quite expensive on Steam, €45. But you can get it for 31 or 32 on Instant Gaming, which is where I'm going to...
Is it just like an arena and cars just going at each other? There's
various modes. Like there's the campaign mode, which has loads and loads of options. It does feel like a AAA game. I can see why they've tried to get away with the price being so high. It does feel like there's loads of single player modes that you can go in and unlock. But there's racing where it can be a kind of battle where you're trying to smash the other cars, or it might be just a race. But during the race, it might be like, hey, try and total another car to get some extra points. Like one car I was racing and I kind of steered into the side of it and it hit a tree and like was eliminated. It's just such a fun game. Really recommend that one if you like. And also the other multiplayer, you can have your own private lobbies and get people to come in. So I'm really tempted. I would just want that game to come to Humble Bundle, then loads of people will have it, and I can start a server and get loads of people to join in, loads of viewers to come and play.
That would be really fun.
I can see this being on Humble Bundle in 6 months, or getting a massive discount, because it's a really fun game, and I want to play it more as a driving game and just having fun. I went on the online mode with some people that were pros. I got destroyed. Like I didn't make a full lap before my car was totaled. So I just watched the rest of it and commentated.
Yeah, people are
savage.
It doesn't take long for a game to come out and people get like super competitive about it, and like you get like the video game prodigies.
Yeah, that's why when like battle royale games come out, you should play them straight away before people become pros.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the other day that I really miss Twisted Metal.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody remembers Twisted Metal from the PS1 era, but
I never played it. It's one of those games I saw all the time mentioned, but never like played it or even looked at it.
the main reason the first Twisted Metal game I played was actually Twisted Metal 2, and the only reason I played it was because I heard that Rob Zombie was on the soundtrack. I was just like, fuck everything else, and I'm not even gonna play. But then like it's like a derby style game. Like it's kind of like a derby mixed with wacky racers, if you've ever seen that Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay, I make a lot of references. I was speaking to a youth the other day and they didn't know who David Bowie was, so I don't know how old I'm getting anymore.
Oh, I spoke to a youth who had never heard a Britney Spears song.
Ugh,
I know. Speaking of
Wow.
youth.
No.
Speaking of youths. Speaking of youths. Glennarini,
Hello.
how are you
Hey.
doing? Chenna.
Whoa.
Oh,
That was a lot of sounds at one time.
yeah.
Hold on.
How's your audio?
Now it's fine.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna make an entrance though.
Oh, really? Go on. We'll pretend we didn't hear you.
Yeah.
We've got
Hey, how are you guys doing?
good. I get a lot of feedback from your audio.
Yeah, it's got
Oh.
there's like a hiss in the background.
Yeah.
That's my fan. It decided to how do you say that?
Go into overdrive mode.
Basically, yeah, it tore it up like in the middle of the night. So it's really I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh, let me see. Maybe this would work better. Just gonna sit and hear Glenn sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get the video up in a second. We'll be able to see sweaty Glenn. Oh, we can hear it extra well on this microphone.
All right.
Man, that mic is doing good things over there.
Isn't it
The-
amazing?
The audio
wow.
quality, like when I first heard you on Discord, was like a lot better than your last mic, and your last mic was just fine. So
Yeah, in fact, I just sold it to Malk about an hour ago.
oh, nice.
I saw Malk.
So we can finally listen to Malk stream not using iPhone headphones.
Yes. And by the way, guys, so let me introduce. I'll give Glenn an introduction. Welcome, Glenn Arini.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
He got a special welcome.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's give one for Mega as well. Where is the one, the only Mega Petros?
It kind of skips, doesn't it?
Skips. Does it skip? Skipping on Discord for us, for you actually.
That's
As
fine.
long as it shows up on the feed.
Yeah, I can hear. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's bring one for Flighty Broad.
Welcome, Flighty Broad!
Fuck you. Fuck you so much, Ben.
Oh God.
I'm going to use that for every intro of. Depends what people get, how I'm feeling. All right. So yeah, we can hear you now. Glenn, how have you been?
I've been amazing. Sort of. I'm just sweating my ass off.
Oh yeah, get that video on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Let's see.
So what's how's work
There.
been? Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Hey.
Sweaterini. Let me go. I'm going to move myself over to next to you there. There we are. How have you been then, Glenn? How's work?
Horrible. It's 30 degrees right now in Norway, so staying inside for 9 hours in a washing area where it's currently 75 degrees Celsius.
Yikes.
Not that good.
But you're home now?
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing, Flighty. I was like, what's going on?
So what have you been up to then, Glenn? Yeah, what games have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just why? It's just really good. Like it's actually the first MMORPG that I've actually been able to play.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly what like makes me don't want to play MMORPGs is because you got to pay a monthly fee.
Yeah.
But this is a one-time out. Like you pay one time and then you can pay a monthly fee if you want to.
Okay.
Like for extra stuff.
Ah, they did that with they did that with Star Wars: The Old Republic when that went free to play. Like you could continue your monthly
wow.
if you wanted.
And I've been playing a lot of Sims because I've succumbed to the darkness.
Sims is
And I've
really
become
good.
a proper gay
Yeah.
streamer. Yeah.
To be honest, Sims is. Oh, if I wasn't doing Biggest Brother, I'd kind of be tempted to play it. Just see how bad I am at it. I remember playing Sims 1 and 2 when I was a kid, and I like death. Death came to pretty much every character of mine.
Yeah.
Have you died yet, or I used to just piss myself or be?
I started my child, and my dog is about to be taken away. Like it's this close every single time.
Wow, and how's your gaming going?
What?
And in game?
In game is pretty good. I've been what's it called? My sim solves. Is that what it's called?
Your simoleon's the money, isn't it? Your sim. I think it's just your sim.
Yeah, when I'm making myself, me and Tony, we're currently vets because I just purchased the cat and dogs, and we got a Shiba Inu with unicorn hat and ballerina outfit.
Gay streamer, yeah,
love Shiba
definitely.
Inus.
It's
Yeah.
really cute. Amazing.
So
That's what's been up with me. What have you guys been doing?
we've been doing it. Oh, you'll have to listen to the podcast and find out. Oh, by the way, Glenn, you played Warframe, didn't you? And did you like Warframe?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to the Switch. Just got announced yesterday. It's coming to the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah, like all the
You
games.
could actually watch yesterday. You could watch like 30 minutes of the TennoCon.
Already been
thingy
there,
on
Glenn.
Twitch.
Beating
I
you
was
to it.
working. I wanted to because you would get like a special type of armor if you connect your Twitch Prime account to Twitch or Warframe or whatever. You stay for 30 minutes and you would get a special like armor.
Yeah.
And it looked so cool, and I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't say no to it.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it earlier, actually. Flighty, did you get it or?
I did get Ash Prime. I'm really excited. I'm mostly excited about customizing the colors. Warframe is
Oh,
really, really good at letting you customize nearly everything you own.
Oh, good. That's what I like.
It does, like every pattern on the armor, really.
Yeah, I need to get into that. I think I will get into it on Switch. It'll be interesting to see. Well, I thought, I wonder if you'll be able to kind of transfer your characters or at least be able to kind of transfer your progress. But it sounds like that the PC gets updates a lot sooner than console. So maybe that won't be possible. But, I'll try it out.
So Warframe doesn't have crossplay.
I don't know. I've never played Warframe, but I was looking at online and people said that the PC get updates way before consoles. Who says Flighty's got the proper priorities? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Always.
All right, so shall we go into the Twitch play section?
Nah.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da, I'm loving
Nah.
Twitch
Copyright
play. Twitch section.
There we go. Who needs jingles? So if you've got any messages or if you've got any questions, just type them in chat. We'll come to them. We haven't got that many questions today, so we're just going to probably have a natter, have a goss. And the first one is, well, there's one that we kind of didn't really have time to cover a lot last time, which was, how do you guys as streamers handle community members trying to use you as counselors and dumping their problems on you in the middle of a stream? We did that really quickly at the end of last. But are there any other things that you want to add? What about you, Mega? Have you ever had people coming in and dumping their problems on you? Or dumping
Not
on you?
really their problems. I mean, it's happened that people come in and say like something shitty happened today. I'm in a bad mood or something. They're depressed, which I think is fine. I mean, but I know that there's not much I can do about it. It's just like, okay, I hope it gets better. Just chill and hang out, and we enjoy your company. That's kind of basically
Yeah.
how I handle that stuff.
That's all you can do, really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I don't want to give advice like you have more orange juice. Did you try running? It's like, no.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a walk? Well, I could just end my stream right now. We can go together. I can hold you. No.
Yeah, I haven't had any of that recently. I haven't really had people saying stuff like
I
that.
feel like a special, what should you call, like sort of a commitment, sort of, because I am in fact a health professional student.
Oh yeah.
So I'm actually, like, it's kind of demanded according to Norwegian law for me to actually go. If I see something's wrong, I'm supposed to go and help.
Oh.
If I don't, I'm gonna lose my license and I'm no longer certified as a health professional.
Oh wow.
If someone reports.
Oh,
it,
when I see you in Norway, I've got like something with my tooth. I just need to. You can help me. You can.
That like psychological problems.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
okay, yeah.
All right.
Not my tooth is really sad. Like that would be okay.
got
I'll give you.
a
I'll
dodgy
give you a
knee.
candy.
Got a dodgy knee.
Oh shit! I'm not a dentist. Okay, never mind. But yeah. So I do get people stopping by and be like, "Hey, my girlfriend broke up with me." Like really, people are just really, really down.
Yeah. What do you
What I
say?
first do-
Get off Twitch.
I kind of embrace it. Like, it is a cry for help.
Yeah.
First of all, and as humans, I think it's the best thing we can do is to first of all just embrace it. But of course, not get into it and give like solutions to how we can fix this, because everyone experienced this on different levels and
Right.
different ways. So you're never gonna give a proper solution
Yeah.
right off the bat. So what I do is I embrace it for a bit. I try to engage my community a little bit. Like, hey, can we help this guy out a little bit? Just let him just ease off, and yeah, whatever goes from there. Really.
Yeah. I suppose
It's really hard to just take it from, like, you're really being put under the spot.
Yeah. It's personal for everybody as well.
Yeah.
You can't really. Happy Hansen in the chat just says, you know what would help him? More balloons. Yeah, that's the answer to it all. More balloons.
Was that a reference to my charity stream when I blew up? I had to fucking blow 150 balloons.
Wow, you got big
On
lungs.
stream.
What's it like blowing for so long? You get like lightheaded. Blowing balloons.
I bet you have
Mega,
really
you filthy
strong
animal.
jaw muscles now.
You just want to get some more, you know.
Okay. Interesting enough, because it's the end of Pride Month. Pride Month is now finished. Did anybody get any abuse from Pride Month? Glenn.
Not on
I did.
Twitch.
Oh no, I've got plenty on Twitter. In fact, I just got one now. Do you want me to tell you one I've just got on Twitter? I just PlayStation sponsored London Pride yesterday. Or they were marching, and they said Pride matters. Also, it's coming home. So it's like a kind of a football, because England were playing as well as the Pride. And somebody said, "Holy shit, isn't Pride Month over yet?" And then someone replied with, "I promise we can get back to straight Pride very soon, but for fuck's sake, let us have this." And then
Yeah. for
Sean
fuck's sake.
Higgins 24 says, "You had a whole month dedicated to Pride, hence Pride Month. It's over now. Quit going on and on about it." Matthew says, "And straights have the entire 11 months dedicated to straight Pride. Your petty point is, and if you don't get the history of Pride and why we need a month to celebrate coming together and being ourselves, you are the problem." And I replied with, "I will tolerate knowing gays exists, but only for June." And then said,
Basically.
"The homophobia is
And-
rife." And then he replied,
And only gay men. Only gay men.
Yeah.
Nobody else exists in the gay community.
Then Sean Higgins 24 replied, "I don't care if gay people exist or not. If gay people want to exist the same as everyone else, then they shouldn't have an entire month dedicated to themselves. There isn't a straight month. There's months. There's just months. So either have a dedicated time or not." And I just reply with a whoosh gif, because yeah, they're
There's no change in somebody like that.
no, they replied just now, actually 2 minutes ago. "If you don't understand the simple point of my comment and the discussion, then you really need to go back to school." Oh, I need to go back to school.
Oh.
This is the reason why I
Oh,
actually
no.
closed my other Twitter account, or I didn't close it, but I just never go on it anymore because of people like that. And I always end up kind of having to say something, and I get tempted to say it, and then I get drawn into talking to people who are just cunts.
You've been tweeting a
They're
lot
cunts.
though, Ben,
That's it.
about like when
Yeah.
people post like negative stuff, and you're always on like, no.
Oh, yeah.
don't do that.
I think you gotta.
That's the teacher side of you.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, I don't don't necessarily agree with no platforming things. I think, challenge these views. Like in the UK, there was a racist political party called the BNP, the British National Party, and they were kind of big. They got thousands of councillors and all this stuff. And then the biggest, but they never got an MP. They were never close to getting a member of parliament or anything like that. But in like local councils, they were always there. And it was always kind of like the old racist white dude party.
Oh yeah.
But they're the people that vote, unfortunately. But so they'd get like into council positions. And the BBC Question Time is like a really big political program in the UK where there's a panel of 5, sometimes celebrities, mainly politicians from different parties. And the leader of this party was invited on. And there was a massive controversy. There were people protesting, saying, no, don't give him a platform, don't give him a platform. He went on there. He was made to look an idiot, and the party pretty much disappeared afterwards. They went
Good.
The following council elections, they went from over 1,000 councillors to just 1. And then I think that one either resigned or got sent to prison. I'm not sure, but he disappeared very quickly as well. So I've seen it work way. So that's why I challenge these views. Also, you get quite a lot of likes and retweets and follows from it. So why not?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, and people
You
know
don't
what
mind
you're
that.
like. But then people follow you because they know that you stand up for those rights, and it's the type of people that I want as followers and to follow back.
Well,
Yeah,
to all the gay-hating dudes, educate yourself with smart water.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, are we bringing out our sponsorships
Oh,
already?
yeah.
Hang on.
Or conversely, go fuck yourselves. Much better. Yeah, no, I get.
And you know what's good for fucking yourself with? Boy butter. I'm gonna try to fit it in every Twitch play now. It has to. It has to
Really,
segue
Flighty? Do you want to rephrase that?
Just fit it in slowly.
Fit it in slowly. Yeah.
Bring in the money.
But yeah, I saw like PlayStation were really not holding it back with London Pride yesterday. They had every single account was going for it, and it was quite funny seeing the replies. Like I was quite surprised. I'd say 90% of all the replies were positive and people supporting and saying thanks. I know it's like it's a company thing, so they're obviously doing it for good publicity as well. But they'll have lots of employees and people that play their games saying, hey, look, this company supports us. So you can be cynical as well, but I think in the general, it benefits everybody in the end.
Yeah.
And also pisses off bigots, it seems. So great. I saw somebody they're going to refuse to buy The Last of Us 2 because there are lesbians in it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Glenn,
They
Gonna ruin the world.
They say that.
how are you going to... so what about your homophobia, Glenn?
I had someone rant about the gay agenda.
Oh, brilliant. I love that.
For those who do not know what the gay agenda is, it is about gays taking over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
What?
it does not help that the Norwegian health minister is gay. But yeah, they just went on and on about why are you such a sheep? You just following the crowd, this kind of stuff.
Oh, so gay people are only gay because they follow in the crowd? Oh, we've lost Megan.
Oh no. Speaking
No,
of the gay agenda, when's the next meeting?
I don't know how many straights have you managed to convert in the last week, Flighty?
Ha 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 ha. I had a really good time at Pride Fest.
Oh yeah.
I did very well for myself.
What is Mega doing? He went BRB and now is he frotting?
What is he doing?
He's frotting.
That
Let me mute him. There we go. Can you hear him still?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, tell me when he's back because I'm going to mute him because it sounds like he's
There we go.
rifling.
There we go.
Is he back now?
No.
No, not yet.
All right. Yeah.
We'll let you know. We'll
Okay,
keep
good,
you
good.
keep you updated.
What is Mega doing? Anne's on a postcard. Yeah, you had your Pride Month outside your front door, didn't you? Oh, is he
Oh,
back?
he's back. I did actually. The Pride Parade here in Milwaukee sets up right in front of my house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a really good time. Speaking of queers, I went to a Janelle Monáe concert on Friday, and it was incredible.
What's a Janae Mo?
wow.
Oh, actually, yeah. Is she the one that sings that song?
Yes, make me feel.
Yes. See, you know exactly which
yeah.
one I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
She sings that song, doesn't she? I love that song.
I'm a huge fan of hers, and she actually recently came out as pansexual.
Oh.
So one of us.
She loved the pens. What's I don't know many of her songs. I just know, whoa, she's got some really popular songs. I'm gonna have to check her out sometime.
The brunt of her new album, Dirty Computer, is very like queer centric, very like accommodating to outsiders, and all of her music has always had like a very political bent to it, although she is a master wordsmith, so it's never like hit you on the head with it. You have to like listen.
Okay, that's a new album I'm gonna listen to on the train tomorrow then.
Also, she's my music girlfriend, so
Oh yeah.
just saying.
A music girlfriend.
Yes.
What about you, Meg? Do you ever get abuse in your chat?
I think it's happened maybe once.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago. Someone just comes in and uses the word faggot, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got that on my banned list actually.
yeah, I have it too now.
If they make,
Otherwise, no, nothing.
if they do get banned from saying it, can you see it? Can you say that they've tried to say it? 'Cause
I don't know.
Either that or nobody's ever
It
said it.
hasn't happened again, I think. Or maybe it has and I don't see it.
Yeah.
But no, I've had very little.
They're scared with those guns.
In general. It's mostly like when I've been playing Street Fighter, but then it's not about my sexuality. Then it's just my skills that are being targeted.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't get to use slurs ever.
No. Interesting. That kind of. Yeah, yesterday we had someone in the chat just try to justify using racist language.
Oh wow.
I'm so upset with myself that I missed that.
Yeah, that went
So upset.
that went weird. It's in if you're a sub, you can check that out in the sub room on the Discord, or you could just check out my highlights. But it's a 10-minute video. It went a bit weird. Yeah, it was someone who claimed that I said, well, PewDiePie is racist, and then they said, why? And I said, well, he uses racist slurs, and they're like, yeah, but my friend uses racist slurs, and he's not racist. I was like,
That's not how that works.
I hate to break it to you, but yeah, your friend's racist. And then they said, yeah, but he calls everybody a Jew and an N-word. I was like, well, yeah, that's to make me sound like he is a racist.
Yeah, this is super racist.
And then they said, and then I said that black people aren't racist. And then they said, what? Black people are always racist. I'm like, I know some really racist black people. I was like, pretty sure you don't.
100% sure that you don't.
Yeah, you definitely don't know that. And then they said something like, oh, I think we should stop. But on this one last note, and then they said something that was, they said that, yeah, their friend uses the N-word so often that it loses meaning. Or it loses offense. I was like, no, it just expands in offense the more often you use it.
That's some white people shit right there.
Yeah, it's like
It's absolutely some white people shit.
because obviously when I mean racism is an instant ban in my chat, but I wasn't quite. It was like uneducated. I felt like I could have educated rather than ban. I don't know whether they're left feeling educated or not, but
I think you did good.
oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
you handled that really, really well.
It's weird because it was a regular, so I was like, oh, okay. It's weird. You don't like they know a lot. I was talking to Malk. I actually met Malk for the first time about 2 hours ago. It was pretty awesome. I sold
is
my
he as handsome in person as he is over the internet?
even more so.
Ooh.
He's great. Like I was chatting with him. I was like, I could have easily chatted for like 2 hours. We could have gone and got a beer and stuff, but we had things to
Sure.
do. So I think we're gonna do that one weekend. But yeah, I was speaking to him and we're saying like how, yeah, the viewers know a lot about you, but you don't know a lot about them. So sometimes it surprises you when they say stuff or do stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, you're.
Yeah, and it's always so jarring when it happens.
Yeah, it's never a positive thing you find out.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah. So I'm just replying.
So kind of a segue into that. In the Twitch Play channel,
Mm-hmm.
Miko asks maybe talk about things to discuss during the stream and not to discuss. So we were talking about like mental like impromptu counseling, and
Yeah.
like when you see someone who is being racist but is not attacking people.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you mean, like there? But I mean, yeah, technically you could have a lurker in there who feels attacked by using that.
yeah, like and when you called the person out, I think that's absolutely a good thing to talk about. I mean, obviously you have every right to like ban them outright. I probably would have myself, because I have had that conversation way too many times in my life, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
But like if you feel like educating someone on something like that, it's a really good way to display to your entire community that non-racist people are more welcome than racist people, and that kind of like if you alienate a racist and they go away,
Yeah.
that's a big +1 for your community.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just ignoring that just wouldn't
Yeah.
have settled. It wouldn't have been good for me. I wouldn't have been happy with myself if I'd have just kind of let it go. I'd just been like, oh, okay, well, people have different opinions. No. Yeah, no. And when I was talking to them, I was like, I could probably end up losing a viewer here, but don't care. It's I kind of lucky in the point that I've got quite a few followers now. I mean, big-headed and all that. Where one disappearing because I didn't like their tone to racism. Or their opinion on
their tone of racism.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't say tone of racism, tone to racism, but tone of
But it's
racism is a
also-
lot better, I think. Yeah. I don't like your tone of
If one
racism.
viewer, like being racist could also get way more viewers to leave your stream if you allow it.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't follow somebody if they had someone
If
like
you
that in their
just
chat.
want to be like, let him stay because I need a viewer. It's like, no.
Yeah. And I was in a bit of a grumpy mood yesterday. That's one thing I've decided. I've come to realize this last week. I'm like, I need to not stream. I need to have a siesta before I stream, because I've been streaming kind of early after work and I've been a bit grumpy, and I just feel like I've been a bit grumpy. So I'm changing my streams. I'm going to do from 9
You
in the
know,
evening now. So it's
you
easy for
say that
Americans.
you were in a bad mood while that was happening,
Yeah.
but like I, as an American, did not read that at all.
No.
I like I could tell that you were annoyed, but like I couldn't, like you seem to be making yourself out to be like this monstrous like asshole. And like I like in like when you were showing us the clip, you were like, I don't know if I was too harsh or not, let me know. And I was like, that was actually the most mild-mannered thing I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
In regards to racism. So
Yeah.
that's a really interesting difference in perception there, I think.
Okay. Oh no, it's got like I don't think I've ever discussed it with. I never had a racist in the chat, or like somebody that would try and defend it. It's really weirdly, there was something popped up in my Facebook feed. A UK LBC radio station. It's called LBC, which is like a phone-in radio station. And there was a person called in, a British, but I'm from London, really kind of cab driver-esque. And he called in and said that he couldn't, like brazenly, completely, he couldn't support the English national team because there were people who were not, because there were ethnically diverse people in the team. He would support Sweden because there were people that were not white in the England team. And he was like, what world are we living in where people can feel free to say that? And
Just
Not-
out loud,
yeah.
without being ashamed about it. Come
and he-
on
he
now.
kept, like saying it was made it kind of high on Reddit, because a lot of people have gone like, oh, we're in that kind of world now where people are just happy to say that. It's just, and I'm kind of a bit annoyed because the radio presenter challenged him a bit. I mean, made him out to be an idiot, but didn't, I don't know, I'd have dragged him.
Absolutely. No mercy. No
Did-
mercy.
Didn't even use the word racist, which I thought was a bit, called him bigoted. Yeah.
That's some white people shit right there.
Oh, so Glenn, our resident
Glenn.
Aryan on the
Very, very handsome.
with his blonde
Your
hair,
blonde hair, your blue eyes.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Who else is blonde?
Living in Spain, I get told I'm blonde because I have like slightly light brown hair. Apparently, that's blonde to Spanish
But
people.
then people would get blinded by my hair.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Ah, But yeah, so Glenn, what do you ban in your chat? You do. I kind of come in sometimes to your chat and you're talking kind of personal things, which a lot of people ban, but you don't. You seem to be fine with it, with people talking about issues and politics.
I don't like to go to banning. First of all, I mean, if there's a troll, I take it as an opportunity to entertain. Really.
Yeah.
So I had like for example, I had someone my last stream who came by and started saying like faggot and started saying like oh wait, 2 streams ago.
Sorry.
No importance. But he started saying, "Oh, faggot, you like it up the booty," and those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Like,
and
I'm
I
a
kept,
top.
Yeah, I kept like backfiring, like, "Oh, is that an invitation?" Like, like those kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
to
like,
me, when there's trolls, it's really just an opportunity for you to shine. And then you can mad them afterwards. It's fine. But at the moment, people love drama. People love to watch drama, but they do not want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely. It's like their own like personal little soap opera unfolding
Exactly,
before
exactly.
them.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
true. Me and Glenn have such gossips, don't we, Glenn? We
Oh,
spend
yeah.
most of the week
No, I do.
gossiping about things. Yeah. Don't say what I
Yeah.
said about Flighty, okay? Just don't tell her.
No, I won't.
I know y'all be talking about me. My ears are like constantly burning.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
do
God.
you find it also depends on what mood you're in, whether you're gonna put up with a troll or not?
No.
Or do you always challenge them?
I don't think so. I think it's just like if I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I'm really not in a bad mood usually. Only when I'm off stream.
Just wait till you're 30.
But yeah, well, when I'm in a bad mood on stream, or whichever you want to call it, like lesser good.
Yeah.
On stream.
Worse.
I'm more like, do you mind?
Yeah.
Please.
Knock it off.
Do your
Yeah, please.
do your mods know like what's acceptable and that?
Sort of. Like every situation seems to be kind of different. But of course, if it is a faggot troll, then it's just usually pretty standard, you might say. So we kind of just work around it.
Yeah.
But if it's like in a more special situation, like for example, the gay agenda, I have a lot of people that I know that are in my streams who are insecure, who still haven't been out of the closet, those kind of stuff.
Mm.
So for people to come in and start to like question this whole gay thing at all, I think that is just going to make it worse for those who are not ready yet to
Yeah.
accept that they're gay. And I do not want to be fronting that kind of behavior.
Especially
So that
like
is an instant ban.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, especially if you're streaming to the LGBT community, you're gonna have people watching that who are there because they don't want, because there's so much abuse that you get and all these kind of slurs and stuff you find in other people's streams, which are really, you see all the time. Like I've followed people. There's one guy I followed for months, and then I was watching him one night and he was talking to someone and he was dropping the. I don't think he didn't drop the F-bomb, but he made like a few comments that were. I was like, I'm kind of not. Okay, I kind of get what type of person you are. Maybe I'll unfollow you.
Yeah.
And so that's like, yeah, going to the LGBT communities, you know, you're going to be away from that kind of stuff. Because, I mean,
Absolutely.
maybe I think Mellum for the first month or so, he streamed to the LGBT community. Until I told him, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. You can do that. He was like, I thought it would just be supportive. And I was like, yeah, no, yeah, so you can just say, I imagine everybody that'll see that just assume that you're gay. And I was like, your girlfriend, if she ever finds your stream, she might be a little bit, there might be questions. So,
Melon, what is this?
yeah. I knew it. Exactly, JP. Could be
That's why
bi.
you've been hanging around Ben so much. I got it.
JP
Okay,
says he
fine.
could be bi. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no bi erasure here. In the chat says, Astral Fairy says, I live to cause drama, then walk away. Oh, you're one of those. Drops the match, runs away.
You're one of those.
One of them. No one here but me, or no one but me here, as wants some drama.
I think isn't it like a theory that you're born bisexual? Like when you're born bisexual of some kind, or I don't know
Probably.
if that's
I mean, everyone's on the scale somewhere, aren't they? Isn't there a scale?
There's a Yeah, there's like I actually know the person who like made like the little layer cake infographic that is now viral that like kind of explains like sexuality and presentation and things like that, like relationship types. And there's definitely like this like they're like different colors, so you could be like, oh, I'm B5 pink, or C12 blue. So
Do you want to talk about labels?
Wow. That's getting very specific.
I don't know. I think from what like the theory that I've heard from reading books, there's testosterone and estrogen levels in the body. Like that is a theory that determines what kind of gender you're leaning toward. Sort of. But then again, it's not a 100% confirmed theory. It's still up for discussion. So
I'm one of those people that
do not get triggered, Flighty. Do not get triggered.
well, what's actually funny is that that's actually been disproven. And there was actually a very short segment on it, I think on the first episode of the new Bill Nye show on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually a like an outlier. I actually have a lot of testosterone in my body because I have various medical issues that causes me to produce more. And I'm not the only person. It's called polycystic ovary syndrome, and like it's like one of the most common diseases that women have, at least here in America. So the endocrine system is actually a lot more complicated.
It is very complicated.
And really, like, you could talk about that for hours. Honestly, we could totally have like a scientific conversation and scare everybody away right now.
I kind of hope they never find out, because when they find out what causes it, then they're gonna think, oh, how can we change that, or how can we modify it?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just like they do with people with Down syndrome.
Yeah. Tobe says a friend of mine has the same issue. To Flighty.
Yeah.
It's common. It's all to do with the meat.
PCOS bros.
It's all to do with the meat, isn't it, in America? Don't they pump everything with testosterone?
With the meat? Is that what you said?
Don't they put loads of stuff in? They put loads of like chemicals in the meat that causes people to be.
Oh, steroids. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Steroids is great. Anyway, where did we go to switch to steroids in meat?
I thought you were talking about cocks.
Yeah.
You said meat, and we were talking about the endocrine system, which obviously are natural segues.
Wow, amazing. JP says, I want scientific conversation. That's when you go to Science Play, which is the new podcast starting. Thanks very much for the question. I'm a Salon. I will. That's been added. We will come around to that very soon. But yeah, Mega, do you have any like band discussions or band topics?
Not really. I mean, it's just because I know a lot of chats have like no politics, no religion, and all those kind of rules in the chat. I don't have that, but if someone comes in and says something
MAGA
that I very much I don't agree with, then they're gone. It's just
yeah.
You just don't need that.
Yeah.
No.
Now I think also it depends on like I don't know about you, Glenn, but and sometimes when I'm playing Fortnite, not, but I try and go for a more mature stream. So the people in my chat tend to be a little older than the typical kids that really would not ever benefit from speaking about politics, or maybe they can learn if they do pop in here. But again, the person who I had an argument with yesterday he was 15. So that's kind of like what happens when...
Yeah, shut the fuck up, child.
Educate yourself. The other person wasn't though. So, but yeah. So I'm happy to talk about that. I like to be a person on Twitch that provides a stream for people who are maybe older and are not kind of just, bogged down with kids in the chat and having to put up with that they can talk about.
Is that because you turned 30?
I know. I feel really old now. Getting grumpier. Start talking about politics and race and things like that.
Your back,
yeah.
Mold.
Oh yeah, getting hair in places I've never realized. I never even noticed that the places existed before.
You're getting bald.
Yeah. Yeah, my hair's receding so much. I'm gonna have like a, Mr. Burns head soon.
Oh no, Hansel.
Gonna start wearing a hat.
Hansel says he keeps calling us old. Make him stop. Oh, you 30 as well, Hansel? It's
Well,
okay.
I mean, as
question.
long as you get the money from Mr. Burns, then I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons that maybe I don't know if looking at you two, I'm thinking of moving back to the UK in the next 12 months, which will be nice because I'll be able to actually have money and be able to go on holidays and I'll be able to save up and go to TwitchCon 2019.
Yes, it's gonna be so lit.
Yes, this will definitely help me be able to afford it as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Where is TwitchCon usually?
West Coast. So quite far away of the USA. California.
West Coast Norway?
Yeah. With all the polar bears.
Yeah. With the fjords.
Yeah.
So it's in California?
Yeah, it's always in California, which is kind of annoying because isn't it mainly frequented by Europeans and Americans? So like East Coast would be much, much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one
It's
day.
actually like a 6-hour longer flight, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
6 or 7, I think.
Takes a while.
Yeah. I've never been to America. I want to go there.
No, been to New York. It felt like a dream. Just like when I got home, I was like, oh, did I do that? Yeah.
Y'all, I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Next question. How old are you? How old are you, Glenn?
71. Okay, no, that's a bad one. I'm 24.
24.
24.
Wow. Just turned 30. Mega's 26, I think, 27.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Like that.
And now I'm 30. I've 2010. Gotta say that.
Wait, how old are you, Mega?
What?
How old are you?
What's my favorite dinner? Or...
What's that picture behind you? What?
He's a daddy.
I am 34.
That's not old.
Wait, how old is Flighty?
Okay, can never escalate. Well, I guess she's not here, so we can say. Do we think?
No.
Plus or minus
So I'm-
40?
I guess I'm the child.
I think Flighty is 28.
20.
We've got a next question. By the way, if you've got any questions, either post it in the chat or go onto the Discord, !Discord to go and join. Next question was added by Amez. Has anyone had any online stalkers or awkward followers? And how do you deal with it? Ooh, I want Dagenmar for this question as well, but he's not here. Have you? Glenn?
I haven't had any stalkers yet. I'm waiting. But
I'd love a stalk. I'd love somebody who's so interested in me that they'd stalk me.
yeah, that'd be something. I mean, I've had a lot of awkward followers.
Yeah.
Who are now most likely unfollowed. Like usually the numbers drops when I talk to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had people coming in and be like asking really specific questions.
Yeah.
Might add, whispering me about. I think the most awkward ones are the ones who just started streaming, and they're popping into my whispers and being like, "Hey, how do I get this big?" Like, it's a really odd question, but I think they ask people with like a middle high follower count because they know they're not going to get an answer from like Ninja and those kind of, right?
Yeah.
So they ask people with a significant, I would say, follower count, and they keep asking like, "Okay, but how do I get big? Can you please host me? Can you please do this?"
Okay.
And I got to repeatedly be like, I always answer like, "No, don't just don't, let's not get into it."
Yeah.
And the next day they ask the same question, "Hey, how do I grow?" And I'm just like, read the above message.
Yeah. Just stream and it'll come.
Yeah, it's really, really annoying.
And also, like, that is a kind of a sly promotion. Hey, how do I grow? In other words, hey, I'm a streamer. Give me a follow. Which people think they're being really sneaky, but it's really obvious to a streamer. And thanks very much for the follow,
It's
Owlmat.
being obvious to anyone, I think.
Yeah.
I've been on Twitch for a while when they see someone in chat
Yeah.
asking these
How do I
questions.
grow
It's like
IRL?
you have Google, but you go on here being like, "Hey, just want to know
Yeah.
how do you."
Go on the
And then
Twitch
they go to the next
subreddit.
one.
Like every other thread on the Twitch subreddit is how do I grow as a streamer. Yeah, I mean, Flighty, the question is, have you ever had an online stalker or an awkward follower? And how do you deal with it?
Yes.
All right, Flighty, you don't need to make it out. She looks at me.
So annoying.
Poor valued Prism.
Gotcha.
He's not that awkward.
Oh God, it's kind of background noise for me, honestly. Because I get a lot of people who I like to think I'm really friendly and personable when when a camera is pointed at me. And
Oh.
I think people kind of gravitate to me because I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel like they're in a safe place when they're hanging out with me. And sometimes people will kind of take that as me wanting to be their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like eventually making friends out of my streamer, or excuse me, out of my audience, but until then there's like a very distinct line between like friend and audience member, and like there's different relationships there, and some people don't think or know that there's a difference.
Yeah.
I have some people who keep like sending me personal messages on like Discord and in Twitch, and eventually, I mean, this sort of thing has been happening to me my entire life because I have tits. But like I've just learned to ignore it. Like if people get mad at me for ignoring them, then whatever.
Yeah.
So the short answer is yes, and the long answer is please don't.
Almat in the chat says, like, that barista is so nice. She must be into me.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
God.
She made me coffee and everything.
This is like my dad in every restaurant, but like not in a like that way. But like whenever we get a really nice waiter or waitress, he's like, "Oh, they're so nice. They're just so nice." I was like, "Yeah, they want a tip." But like, no, my my dad can be a bit like that. He's always like, "They're so polite, aren't they lovely? Aren't they lovely?" I'm like, Dad, they're just being polite, like asking, you know.
I get that a lot of times when I work in the restaurant.
Yeah. Do people like look up? Because I think, you know, when you're in a position of power, you like your attractiveness is added. You know, you get a few extra points.
Yeah, I think what's the most awkward situations when I'm a waiter, when there's a gay date.
Oh yeah.
Those are the absolute worst.
How many threesomes
because
have you had?
What?
I think Glenn. Well, like, do they invite you out for a drink or? But they're on a date.
Yeah, they're on a date, and I'm the waiter. And
Oh,
what usually
God.
happens is, no.
Under the table.
Oh, flip tables. But yeah, what happens is, one of them get like a little bit drunk, sort of, a little bit extra, and it's you. Then all of a sudden, it's okay to like hit on the waiters. Like it's okay to hit on everyone. And the other guy who is not that drunk is mostly annoyed with him, or the other one hitting on people in general. But of course, it's the one who's annoying is the one who's going to pay. No, the one who's annoyed is the one who's going to pay. I'm usually just left with no tip at all.
Yeah. Oh no. So you get screwed. And have you ever taken a number?
Oh, I have. Me and Tony actually had a lot of fun with that in the beginning when I started my work.
Oh yeah.
We decided that every number we get, this is a really bad story. It's horrible.
You bitch.
Every number we get, we're gonna take them into account, and we're gonna, in fact, like contact the people and see where it goes from there for fun, like just joke around it.
Oh yeah.
We did it once, what happened was we were invited in. I think it was a foursome with one dude watching. One dude was supposed to be 70 years old. It was a dildo fest. It was yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is, he
How was
gave
it?
me his number while his mother and father were sitting right next to him,
Oh.
and they were looking at me. It was really, really awkward. And I was just
So-
standing there like,
The question I have is, how fun was that foursome?
Mhm.
we ended up being the one who walked.
Hashtag boy butter.
Yeah. I want to hear about the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
a
my.
power buddy.
Jesus.
Oh, it was climbed and slid down.
Wow. My God. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
had
I-
a really awkward follower quite recently, actually, and I ended up banning him on
I wondered why I can't
all my
chat in
social
your.
media platforms and on Twitch.
Whoa. Okay. Tell us. That's the story.
Yeah. No, it's just, I mean, he just came into my
Oh, you can.
streamer, I think. And then he came into my stream. He was very nice in the beginning, a little bit maybe overly sexual, like.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but like grinder speak on Twitch.
Oh, gross.
Oh no.
So I had a chat to him about it because I was annoyed and viewers were annoyed and mods were asking like, what should we do? And he calmed down, but then I got all the requests. I told him like, I will not accept your friend request on Facebook. That's a private thing. He sent them anyway. We had some more chats. He cooled down a little bit. But then I went to London not too long ago to meet someone. And when he found about that, he kind of went a little bit jealous. He unfollowed me and stuff. And then when I was back streaming, he started following me again. And sent me some semi-creepy messages about how much he still liked me.
Oh, gross. I'm sorry
But
that you went through that.
I think you
or
ban-
are still going through that.
Yeah. I mean, you banning and blocking him is helping him, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I had talks with and some people were like, because he started showing up in other people's streams,
Oh yeah.
going like, "Hey Peter," or "Hey, have you seen Peter in here?" And so I
Oh.
got other streamers messaging me. It's like, "Who's this guy?"
Gross.
Yeah,
Like, he's
so
he's
That is-
Melamanon. Yeah.
That
in
is
the end, it
proper
just
stalking.
banned
Yeah.
everywhere. And the last thing I saw was that he donated like money through Streamlabs so he could send like one final message
Oh.
and just like, "I loved your stream. Farewell. It's been nice."
I hope it was a large amount.
Da 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 da. And just like refund the money
Oh.
and block him.
Oh wow.
Oh, I would have kept it.
I'd have kept
No,
it.
I don't want to wait for the chargeback.
I'd have kept it.
and
Got a
drama.
grind a premium subscription and sucked willies in his name. Yeah. Amma says you met someone in London, Mega. Ooh.
I did.
How was your trip to London, Mega?
It was nice. It was nice.
Did you see much London?
Look at that
It was
smile.
okay.
Look at that smile that Peter has.
I don't know. London is pretty big.
That shirt shows how big his hole is right now.
But no. I didn't see much of London.
Wow. It's gone really filthy, this. How big was the Ben? Did you go up Big Ben? Oh,
The
Big,
Pegasus is right there, I guess. But
Big Ben is the name of the bell. There you go. Fact. The Queen Elizabeth Tower is the name of what you can see.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
There you go.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Here on Twitch Play.
Yeah. Oh,
Are you
that's...
getting paid to say that?
Sponsor. Wait. Flighty, you've got to do your sponsor thing. It's time for your sponsor.
Oh. Boy butter. When you want to churn with your partner.
That was perfect. I don't think anything has sounded less sexy than churning.
No.
Yeah.
Ass butter, I think, is
Yeah.
the worst that I have heard.
Yeah. I didn't know it was called that. Boy butter doesn't sound much better. Oof. Your partner needs some milk. Yeah, exactly, Ferry. That sounds better. Churning sounds as bad as frotting. Yeah.
No, frotting is a beautiful word.
So said by a beautiful lady. Oh, take my money, says I mess. By the way, guys, please, any questions? We've got space for a couple more questions if anybody wants to ask them. I suppose I'll answer the online stalkers or awkward followers. Yeah, I mean, awkward followers. I don't think I've had a stalker. I mean, there was somebody who will remain nameless who kind of treated my streamers. I mean, they were great and really great, especially when I was starting off. Because they were always there. There were always someone to talk to. I was never really alone in my chat. They were always there. They were chatting. But then as soon as I started to get a few more people popping in and chatting, especially if I got like a raid or a host or the chat got really busy or I wasn't kind of paying attention, they got really upset. And then they eventually kind of unfollowed me. And then like I sent a message saying, hey, is everything okay? Why have you unfollowed? And then they said, oh, I can't tell you because it would cause too much bad blood, which I don't kind of understand because, well, they don't follow me and they don't speak, so I don't understand why there's no bad blood now. But yeah,
yeah, it's fine. It's
bizarre,
fine.
but I don't know what happened there. Yeah, so I've had like that before, and very Twitch themed questions. What are your childhood dreams?
What are your dreams?
Yeah. As it comes to stalkery ones, I try not to talk about my private life in chat. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable, but I'm not somebody to really do that because I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit. It doesn't sound. You might not be. You might be surprised. I'm a bit reserved sometimes about that. So it's.
You're very English about all that.
Yeah, I won't talk.
Proper.
I think I used to do that a lot more before, and I really loved streamers that did that. But yeah, not so much anymore. Now I'm way more careful.
But what about like the first person who stopped by your stream? Is that if you know what I mean? Like one person, the first one who stopped by your stream, is he still in your stream?
Is the first person? Well, I don't know who the first person that followed me was. Maybe I think it could have been like Fluffy or someone.
Oh, Fluffy.
Fluffy cheeseburger is amazing.
I guess I have family members who are mods in my stream, and they of course were aware when I started streaming, and my sister X-Cuban, she also joins me sometimes on stream.
Yeah.
Aw.
So yeah, I would say that they're still there.
I didn't even know that.
Aw. So cute. So cute.
I can't even.
One sort of it's not really a story, but kind of a like weird thing that happens to me sometimes. Speaking of stalkers, so I'm currently on hiatus right now, but I do work as a sex worker sometimes, like a cam girl, and sometimes people find me on Twitch, and I don't mind. I really don't mind, but you need to. Those are two different personas, and you need to cool it in my Twitch chat, motherfucker. That's also happened to me after a burlesque show before. I'll do a burlesque show, and then I'll go home and I'll cam. And a couple of times, some people came in the chat and they were like, "I really enjoyed the show tonight." And it's like, what?
Oh,
how did you possibly think that was not creepy to say?
Yeah.
How?
Oh no.
So
I found,
and like sometimes those people will like donate to my Twitch channel or like send me bits or something, and think that I owe them something during my next cam girl session, and it's like, that's not how life works.
Mm,
So
What is it?
wow. I just had a quick look at like my when I first started
Yeah, you do,
streaming.
Melon.
Yeah, we're all Melon stalkers. Melon, when's Melon next streaming? We need to find out. I'm looking like at when I first started streaming and looking at my at like who followed me, and currently, very 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 few people. One of the very first people, Nausicaa Republic, was one of my first followers, as was Manny. There you go. So yeah, Manny, still chat to Manny, and one of my IRL friends. I think one of my only followers who was an IRL friend. Hopefully, moving back to the UK, I'll be able to join some gamer societies and find some more. Melon says I have no stalker. No.
Aw.
He does. I mean, I don't know when he will, but I know I'll be there.
Yeah. Hey, Melon, I went all the way to Norway to see you, and I'm doing it again.
That's pretty stalkerish, though.
And I've
Me too.
I'm gonna be.
I know. We
I'm
didn't say
actually-
hi in person, but I was there.
I'm actually gonna be. You're there. Oh God, he saw. And I'm gonna be staying with Melon at the end of August.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, he's not meant to invite stalkers in, Melon. Meant to. They'll just take advantage.
It ruins the fantasy when you like get to know them and like invite them in.
Yeah. And then that's a nice blue top you're wearing, Melon. The student loans people are my only stalkers. Yeah, mine too. I don't know how they got it, but they're like, oh, you earn too much now. You got to actually pay some of your student loan back. I'm like, pretty sure I don't. But yeah, they
no,
stay on top of me. All right.
they'll never catch me.
Question time. New question from Owl Matt. Do you guys find you have more chat drama problems when you're playing overtly political games like Jack or Flighty just played BioShock Infinite? Or does it not seem to correlate? Has anyone played a political game lately?
Yes, BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you get politics chat in there?
Oh yeah, I always have politics chat in my chat, because like the only thing that I won't tolerate in my chat really is fat shaming, and I get an interesting amount of that. Because I just like, I don't owe anybody an explanation about my health. They don't know anything about me. They're not interested in learning, so you're gone.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like politics and stuff, I feel like I have a more cohesive grasp of certain topics, like, you know, LGBT stuff, minority stuff, and that does come up sometimes, especially when you're playing BioShock Infinite, because those themes are very, very heavy. But I don't think I've had anybody come in and like get shitty about it.
No.
Largely because I think a lot of the overtones in that game are actually like class related rather than racism.
Okay.
Like there is racism, but the game isn't about racism. It's about class wars. Which is also something I'm very passionate about. So, but I haven't had any like rampant capitalists come up in here and say, "Ah, you commie," you know, or anything like that.
I really like how Ben sits like he
Oh,
thinks
thank
he's a dude.
I think I'm a dude. I sit like a dude. I'm like, oh yes, you do tell me more. Now I'm trying to think. Now I was just thinking of a political game that I've played, and like the only political game that I played recently was Detroit Become Human, and I did play that on stream. So that could have got some really interesting chats, especially when I was near the end and just rolling my eyes at the ridiculous. Yeah, we've got an "Are you commie" in the chat now. But yeah,
I will. There's been a lot of conversation. I mean, there has been since I think Gamergate about politics and gaming. And here's the thing: art and politics are inextricable from one another. You would not have art movements without politics. And I think a lot of people who are like, keep politics out of games, don't they have a lot of privilege because they don't have to pay attention to the subtext in games and stories and things like that. Because usually the people who are writing these stories are telling their own story or a story that they're very familiar with and adding like different methods of coding and stuff to it. So, I mean, examples like Detroit Become Human, as we were talking about, like, was really heavy-handed. Like there was no subtext. It
No.
was the text.
Yeah. I mean, they tried. They get a sticker for trying, but it was just so badly
Oh,
done.
a sticker.
But I mean, can you imagine that game without politics? That would just be a really boring Android game.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't boring.
So there is definitely a lot to say about subtlety. And I think if the message is too subtle, then it's easy for people with privilege to just like flat out ignore the subtext. So
Yeah. Although, yeah, subtlety helps. When I was looking earlier at that PlayStation tweet when they were supporting Pride, I saw a lot of people replying, "Keep politics out of games." And it's like, well, I'm pretty sure that gay people
How?
existing isn't political. Maybe their rights might be to some, but
Have you guys played Mirror's Edge Catalyst?
no.
yes,
Yeah,
so good.
it's amazing. Like it's no, I wouldn't call like a proper racial issue. They're kind of trying to sort out, but it's definitely something about like the hierarchy, like the class system, who's on
Yeah.
tops, and definitely like how like the difference between the struggles between the tops and bottoms.
Hey.
I
I gotta play this
I
game.
had to, yeah. But yeah. Like it was really good, but I really love the way they like how they portrayed the struggles. I'm just gonna say bottoms. I don't know another word. I'm sorry.
The have-nots.
The have-nots.
The haves and the have-nots.
Oh, the have-nots? Yeah, the have-nots. They have really like they're more determined to die, really in really like an early age. At
Yeah.
some point. And they have to like sneak around everything. They got to make sure they do not get detected, because every single thing they do is going to be monitored, and those kind of stuff. And it's always like the haves, as we call it politely.
Yeah.
Um,
The bourgeoisie, as Baltimore says.
Pigs. We call them pigs over here.
Yeah.
yeah, the pigs.
The toffs. Vivo says he loves the game. I'm just the plebs and the patricians. The plebs. I'm actually looking at like some of the games that I've got and which ones are political. There actually are quite a few that I've played that are political. I mean, most obvious, Papers, Please. Have you played that?
Right, yeah.
I want to try that one. I've
Really?
been watching people play it, but I don't know if I could stomach it.
Yeah, oh, it's interesting. I didn't play it that long to get really deep into it. There's any other ones that you guys might have played? I mean, Divinity Original Sin 2 has a lot of it. It's all about classes and people's reaction and how people speak to each other, and that's really political. I think you'd like that one, Flighty. It's a very RPG story. You'd like every game, though, I think. If it's a good game that's got a good story.
Yeah, definitely. I'll at least try it.
Yeah. There's like, I mean, yeah, so many, even something like Elite Dangerous can be very political.
Yeah, because there are like slaves that you can cart around and treat as cargo.
Yeah. And factions that.
That's actually really interesting what Peter said. Am I pronouncing that right? Because I know you're from.
Peto is how I say it in Swedish.
I'm going to work on that.
Mega.
I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
Peter's fine.
That's very interesting what you said about not being able to stomach Papers, Please. Does anybody else have a game that they don't think they could stomach because of the themes? Because during BioShock Infinite, I had to stop my stream and take a break because there's a segment where you're going down an elevator and there's an auction block that's happening. And like the people who are bidding are bidding increments, like slowly shrinking increments of time. And it took me a couple of minutes to realize that they were auctioning off their break time because it was like in the industrial part of town. And that struck me in a really personal way. And I had to like get up and walk around because it was so personal and difficult to actually see somebody portray that. So that was almost, I mean, it was very difficult for me to stomach. So that's why I had to take a break. So.
Well, I played Outlast, the DLC.
The DLC
that
that
was-
okay. Yeah. Is it the Outlast one? They had DLC. I didn't even know it had DLC.
The DLC. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got. It wasn't because of the theme, but just like the way of insanity, I guess. Like they're really good at portraying different levels and layers of insanity in that game. Like
Okay.
you have different kinds of enemies that are, of course, going to jump scare you the shit out of you, which happened a lot. But I think the worst one was in the DLC. I actually had to stop, get up, like get my head out the window because I needed air. I could barely breathe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was intense. It was just like the build up with the amount of insane people. It just layered and layered and layered, and then it reached the top, which was a dude. This is disgusting. This is simply horrifying. Insane dude who has been killing people, ripping off their limbs to create his perfect child.
Mm.
And he grabs you onto one of his experimental machines with a saw in the middle because he wants your dick.
Oh, wow, you must be really blessed.
That was, yeah.
I take that as a compliment.
It was just really, really disturbing.
Yeah, lots of body horror in that one.
Very. And I could actually like if I use my mouse and I just like roll down, I could actually the dick.
Yeah. Oh, you're cutting out a little bit then. I just said the word dick. And I was like, that was perfect.
No. I said dick.
Okay.
It's censored.
Ah.
Yeah.
He wants it badly. It's just very, yeah. I was thinking of like games that make me, I mean, there's certain game that, what's it called? That Black and Mild was playing? Agony? I wouldn't play that.
Yeah.
Like I
Why
wouldn't.
so?
Also because it sounds really bad and it sounds like it's really badly done. But like, yeah, but interesting. That's the kind of a cool question. Are the games that have made you feel uncomfortable with it? Like for me on quite a few occasions, and this is like, it's maybe uncomfortable in a good way, like that it's made me, I'm like, oh, I am human. I do feel emotions when certain shocking things. Oh,
Yeah.
Bayonetta. Oh. Was The Witcher 3. Like 'cause some of those quests, there's one of them where they're burning people in the center who obviously because they're witches, and obviously they're not, or and then like, I mean The Witcher 3 is a very political game, and a few times, especially the Bloody Baron quest, that's the one that everyone refers to. It's actually in the first ever short story of The Witcher that actually comes up, and it's taken from there. It's that kind of hurt. That kind of shocked me a lot about this. It's all about kind of domestic abuse and the death of a child and various things like that. Have you ever played The Witcher 3, Flighty? That's a question I've asked you many times, I think, and you've said that
I haven't actually.
played an hour or something.
I am inches away from getting it though, because like you and Dagonmar and I think shit. Can't remember who else, but a lot of people have been like, you need to play The Witcher 3. Oh, we had this discussion at one point because everybody is like, hey, you can bone people
that
in
was
this
it.
game, Flighty.
You can
You should
choose
get this game.
you can choose 3 women, and I think you can also have them all at the same
2
time.
thumbs up for boning.
Yeah, that like, and that was the only thing that people think I'm interested in. It's not the only thing, people. It's
Just-
very important,
Yeah.
but it's not the only thing.
I honestly, I think you would. Again, another game I've said I think you would. The Witcher 3 would just be perfect for you.
Yeah, I'm inches away from getting it.
I'm inches away from continuing my PC 100% playthrough. One day when when I've kind of got no games.
Played it. I just have a huge problem with his voice.
Oh, I like his
like
voice.
his Christian Bale Batman voice.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
Ian
there's-
Fine.
What's wrong with Christian Bale Batman voice?
Talk like this.
Yeah, can you hear how cool I am?
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
so angsty.
Come on, Roach.
I like both genders.
But I love which I think The Witcher 3 is one of the best. Hands down, it is one of the best games ever made, and it's like the standard of RPGs now. It's brilliant, and it's just really interesting story. You'd really get into. You're someone that like reads all the story quests out in flight, and you kind of follow what's going on. And it's such a deep world. You can get lost into it, and the DLC. That's one of the reasons why I want 100% it, is to kind of really explore it, and also to explore that DLC, because I've heard the second one especially is just phenomenal.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. My brother played it, and then afterwards he just got all the books.
Yeah, me too.
To
Oh
read.
wow.
Yeah, he just got so into it.
Yeah, I got
I don't
the.
doubt that it's good. It's just his voice. And I had the same problem with the Nolan Batman movies. There were times when I was just laughing watching
Yeah.
the movie because
Well, you need
Just
Maggie.
ridiculous.
Trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
Download the Japanese language file and just pretend it's a JRPG.
Oh, you can play it in Japanese.
I imagine so. Or you can change it to some. They'll be in Spanish because no one here plays it in English. So I imagine that there'll be a Spanish one. Okay. What were the other questions? I don't think I missed any in there. Hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. Long and deep. That's I don't think a question.
It's an action.
Oh, I was going to look at other political games that have come up. Yeah. What about games that are political behind the scenes? Like, for example, Detroit had the real toxic workplace thing that was going on, and for me the other thing, I'm more like games. I want games to shock me. I like being shocked, and I like being put in really uncomfortable positions in games. But when I know I'm supporting someone, when it's behind the scenes, that's when it kind of affects me more. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance, that was one that was like the game. Actually, when I was playing it, it was fun. It was like a sim. It was like a sim of medieval Europe, and I kind of I enjoyed that. But yeah, like the way the comments of the stuff of the guy who created it about there were no black people. There are no black people in my game, and I can't because I can't have that because there weren't any, and I'm going for historical accuracy when historians have come out and said, well, actually,
there were a lot of black people. Weirdly enough, they existed back then.
Yeah. A lot of them were slaves, but, even include that in there, so that we can, you can show.
Up in the 90s with like Tupac and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were
DMC.
the original black folks.
Mm.
Biggie and Tupac and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. Are there any games then that you wouldn't play because of what the developers done, or any views of people developing it? Could time.
I have one, but I do not remember which one.
There was that Shadow Complex game. There was something like the guy who wrote it. I don't remember what it was. Like he was a Mormon or something, like super homophobic.
Oh, no way.
So I didn't buy that game. I remember because it was something with him. And it's a Metroidvania game, which is a I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. And then there was a new one that was like that people were playing that I would probably not get it anyway, but what was it? Like this Kingdom Come?
Yeah, that's the one we talked about. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance, the guy with the no black people. And also, I'm pretty sure, and don't take my word for it, it might be wrong. I don't want to say it if he wasn't, but was this a Kickstarted game that had being a female character as a stretch goal? That might not be this game. Just warning.
I remember that.
And everyone went, okay.
All right. Okay.
I don't think it was this game. I think it's another game because I'm pretty sure this one is only with a boy. Yeah, I think I'm confusing it because you are a character in this game. You're not. There's no options of choosing what you look like or anything.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, that I don't even know. I can't remember what game that was. I've got some questions from Baltimore. Baltimore, thank you so much for all these questions. I'm gonna answer your last one first. Are you going to buy Yakuza 0 on the digital deluxe version of sale before the sale ends tomorrow? Nope, because I already have it and I finished it and it's amazing. Yakuza 0, if anybody wants
I
to.
have it too.
So good. Have you finished it?
No.
No, it's like 30 hours, that game. I love
I
it
got
though.
stuck like doing the mini games and the dancing. There's like so
Oh,
much
yeah.
music.
Karaoke is so good.
Yeah. So I've just been going back and forth.
Do you
doing that for a while.
did you find that interesting, kind of tying into the last question, do you find that Yakuza is a bit pervy at times? Because I was playing Yakuza 6 and I had to have I was speaking to a cam lady, which of course, I mean, totally fine, but it just felt like that they added that to the game to get the rocks off.
I like how you added that little disclaimer there.
Yeah, I have no
It's
problem.
totally fine.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all right with you
I don't think
fighting.
that was... No, I don't think that was weird. It's like...
No. There's some definite pervy things in that game. Can't you watch porn in it? Like there's a side quest where you had to buy porn for a child, which I found a bit weird.
What? I haven't
Oh.
done that.
Yeah, you
Come
have
on,
to,
Japan?
and you have to sneak around the disapproving looking mothers to get to this vending machine that sells the porn so you can give it to the child.
Oh, wow.
Wow. No, I haven't seen that. I helped a
Yeah.
child get a video game. That's
Yeah. Oh, go keep searching for that side quest. That was eye-opening.
I want to.
yeah. Oh, Baltimore says,
And
don't
you
talk
look at
about
the
Rosie
porn
Rabbit.
yourself, like, is it a real?
Sorry? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think in Yakuza you can watch porn. I also have to teach a dominatrix like how to be
yeah, I did
aggressive and
that
stuff.
one.
That was cool.
Yeah.
In the park with school children around again. What is it with like children and porn in that game? It's weird.
Get it together.
I know. But like
Jeez.
I made a few comments about that and people were like, oh, but it's Japan. I'm like, eh.
There's no excuse ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. In fact, that just adds to the list of insulting things.
Have you guys realized that in like fighting games, if you play as a woman, you have like all these cool acrobatic moves. Like it's always something like super crazy stuff, and then there's the men, and they're just heavy hitters. They like
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
damage. Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
that kind of like gender coding, like all women are graceful, which again is something I disprove.
Yeah.
Have you ever done acrobatics, Flighty?
I have.
Actually, have
Pole
you?
dance
Yeah, I was
before.
about to say, Paul. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I play a lot of fighting games, and this is something, and watching also like fighting game streams. This is a subject that I try to talk about very often, which I'm not getting anywhere with it. Like,
No.
But it's just like characters. It's just like they are. I mean, it's just boobs and ass and stuff. Yeah, but it's all boobs and ass.
Yeah, but also that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like
Can we get something
it's
else?
just boobs and you know that those things are attached to a person,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Actually, that's
That's-
one game that I remember that I refused to play because of all that crap was Dead or Alive. Didn't they release?
No!
Didn't they release
What?
Didn't they release a
I
free
love
to?
that.
Didn't they release a free to play version on the PS4? And you were like, and it was all different kinds of swimwear that you could get for the large-breasted
Yeah.
ladies
They
and
made a beach volleyball game. too.
yeah.
There's even a boob mode. Like you can choose the intensity of the boob jiggling.
yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
there's,
It's like a slider in the options
yeah.
menu.
That
Yeah,
game
like
wasn't designed for me.
That's
Yeah.
You have normal, DOA, and oh my god with 3 exclamation points.
Yeah. In the first game, they had like an age slider, so you had to set your age. And then I don't know if it was like gravity or age of women. So the higher the age of women, the more the breasts would be like bouncing.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were
They're
like they weren't Earth physics, they were like moon physics. There was no gravity involved, or barely any gravity involved.
Yeah. They're actually making it Dead or Alive 6 now.
Yeah.
And they've stated that they're not going to focus on. They've stated, I dare to
Boobs.
say, like I do not believe what they're saying, but they're going to go away from the boobs and ass concept and focus on cool
No.
moves. No.
What
I
about
like that.
a fighting game where people look like people?
Oh, boring.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
a kind of
You're
like
Aren't
boring,
those-
Ben.
aren't those
Get
like-
out of here.
like a
Lots
middle.
of-
Spider, they have made
Like some kind of, middle-aged woman fighting against like an old dude who's just kind of standard looking, and then they just fight and they slap and they punch.
No.
That sounds
But Street
amazing.
Fighter has now, also a bunch of male characters undressing, which is kind of nice.
Hey, which game's this?
They have them in Speedo.
Hot Ryu
Okay.
outfit. It's called, like people refer to it as that. Where he wears pants. That's
What?
it. And then you have this character Yurian, who before the fight starts, he like rips his whole suit apart, and he just has like a thong.
Oh, what game is this again?
Street Fighter 5.
Okay. Wobble Wobbling says, why don't guys get jiggle physics down there? You need to play Conan. Conan has a dong slider.
Exactly.
That slaps your legs as you
That is
run
what's
around.
going to end war.
Yeah, I don't know about that game. Just going back a few things, what people have been saying. If you do comment and I start commenting on things that people have said more recently, I do go back. Fairy says, I prefer being a woman in games over men because men are weird.
That's what got me started on the fighting games and the
Yeah,
acrobatic stuff.
you play as
Yeah.
women, do you? Good arguments get lost in the kerfuffle of game rage culture. In what case, like they just go over the top. That tends to be the thing on Twitter now. You either, 100% or nothing. Also, with being a woman, it's Dwight from Dead by Daylight. I need to get into Dead by Daylight. People seem to love that game. But female models are usually better done because the demographic of gaming. Yeah, that's kind of true. You do notice that women do have a lot more. Yeah, they look a lot less generic in certain games.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. There was, I can't remember the name of the MMO, so this is almost a completely useless anecdote. I think it was a Korean MMO that got ported over to the US, and the body sliders were so detailed that you could actually get legitimately different characters for all genders, not just male and female, but you could like make a really androgynous looking character, you could make like a femme dude, you could make a butch gal, and you can make them like accurately fat
Okay.
or like accurately skinny. It's not just like you can like add body fat to different parts of the body, like how it works IRL. I have to find that, but yeah, like not a lot of games like give dude bodies like that kind of variance, and that's unfortunate. And I guess that's the same thing with female bodies, is that like you can really only adjust the tits and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Was it MMO Champion?
Maybe.
I've been googling now, and I was worried about getting on a fetish site. But this seems like a fighting game, sort of MMO fighting game.
Wobble says they
Okay.
usually make male models muscle bound roided guys. Yeah. Never any like
Yeah,
kind of
I think-
slim acrobatic ones.
I like my fellas to be a little doughy in the middle. I like my ladies to be doughy in the middle as well. It's softer. You can like,
Dad bod.
touch it.
Touch it. That's what you do with dough.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to push them over, right?
Yeah.
T. Yogan
Oh,
in the
that's-
chat says, okay, why am I here, Glenn? You got 1 minute to explain. Sell this podcast for me, Glenn.
There's a lot of people with large hands here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyone listen to this on iTunes is gonna be like, what? My thick thighs need to be thick. If I want to see a man, I want him to be thick. Says Astral Fairy. I love that Astral Fairy accidentally said that they had 10 brothers earlier. Wow.
Woo.
Someone didn't have a TV when they were younger. What
Jesus
was
Christ.
I think it was 10-year-old brother. They meant to say accidentally. Yeah, he's got all those fetish sites bookmarked. It's like a thick thigh.
You like a thick thigh, huh? Let's get together.
KFC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Livejasmine.com.
oh yeah. I've Jismin. Yeah. Better is thick, as T. Jurgen says. I think, yeah, time for a bit of promotion, Flighty.
Boy butter. When you want to slather your mate.
Can I have some?
We need to be sponsored by them.
I'm trying to get a franchise going on here.
One more political game I was thinking of, that wasn't political but should have been political. Far Cry 5. That wasn't as political as they tried to be, and then didn't really make much of it.
Yeah, there's definitely like failed attempts at like portraying politics accurately. Like they have like this nebulous idea kind of the topics they want to cover, but then they kind of like make them too fictional, I guess. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But also like if you like sometimes politics are unavoidable, especially when you're talking about like cults.
Yeah.
You have to like the thing that makes cults cult-like is that they kind of stray from, normal society, and like that in itself is a very divisive and political issue. So, but if you don't do it right, then it's like, well, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I need to finish Far Cry 5 as well, Astral. Okay, another question from Balticlemore says, what do you... Okay, I'll keep that one for the Click Play podcast about Microsoft. Do you have anything about Twitch, Baltimore? Just look at all these great questions. Just not Twitch Play, this one. So yeah, I mean, anyone in the chat got a question? Well, I think we've got one more. Let's do one more. Don't think I've got any saved. What do I?
I'm trying to think of things that we have not talked about, or maybe revisiting things that we might have changed our minds about, perhaps, because people do change.
What did you guys talk about in the beginning of the podcast?
Oh, like what games we've been playing. What games have you been playing, Glenn?
I actually made a list on Twitter. It's
Sims.
Sims. I did like a list of games that I've finished, and like a short period of time, and it's right here. It's right here.
Yeah.
No, it's right here. Here
Ultimate says.
So I've been playing the Outlast games. Like I did the whole horror thingy, right? So I had the horror month. I only played horror games for a whole.
Yeah, good. GG.
Fuck.
Did you finish Alien?
I finished Outlast. I finished Alien. I finished Dead Space Until Dawn. Resident Evil 5.
Dang, you were busy.
Yeah.
I was really busy.
Not
Good
7
games,
yet.
too.
Huh?
Not 7
Good
yet.
games.
Yeah, they're really good games. I think my favorite has to be Alien Isolation.
Yay.
In fact,
Because it's free.
Isn't it so good though?
it is really good. What the hell? Like I was just so immersed with the whole. I ended up actually watching every single Alien movie when I finished. I watched every single one.
Oh, which one's the
from
best?
start to-
Oh man.
What,
Oh
that was your
no,
first time
no,
with
no,
Alien?
no, no.
Let's
Yeah,
get
it's
some
my first time.
controversy.
I never watched Alien before. I think my favorite one was the first one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never seen an Alien movie.
Approved.
Actually, no, I've seen one Alien movie. I saw Alien versus Predator. On
I
my,
gotta see that one.
on my,
I liked that one.
yeah.
That's
I know
the
a lot of
only
people
one
were
you've
kinda-
seen?
Say again?
My very first date with a dude was watching Alien versus Predator.
Oh, so you have like fond
Sorry
memories.
to hear
Yeah.
I have very biased reasons for liking Alien versus Predator, and it's because it was, I think, the first horror movie that I watched that had a black final girl. And she was kind of a badass too. So I was like, oh, I see myself in this film. Yay. Because I don't see myself in movies very often. So, and when I say myself, I mean like people like me.
We need more flighties in films.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Call me Hollywood.
Oh, but what game are you going to be now? Glenn's hopefully going to be playing Destiny. We had a code for the American, like
Yeah.
Destiny 2
I just
on.
got the I just got the response from Blizzard. We gotta talk.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. In a good way or a bad way?
Looks like it's gonna be good.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Maybe.
we'll see. So, yeah, maybe we'll be playing Destiny 2 and getting that rating because Flighty's got Destiny 2. I think it's installed. Did you say you practiced a little bit earlier? Oh, no, you were playing with your hands. That
No,
was it.
I might actually do that today. Actually, when I'm gonna see how my wrist is feeling.
Oh, yeah. Or what's feeling your wrist.
I'm gonna.
yeah,
Isaac asked a really good question.
Yeah, that was-
What
Sorry.
is the worst game
Oh.
you've ever played?
No Man's Sky.
Oh dang, that was immediate.
I loved No Man's Sky for the 8 hours and then never had any intention to ever play that again. So it was a weird one because I was really hooked into it that 8 hours. I thought it was really cool that you could travel to other planets and other things. And yeah, I mean, there wasn't much after that.
I was bummed by the advertising of it. Like it seemed to be like an online space game. Really,
Yeah.
An online space game where you can meet people, you can travel to infinite universes, like this kind of stuff. It would be so cool.
You know what?
Then it ended up being basically nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should play some Elite Dangerous.
yeah, that's a good one.
I love Elite Dangerous, especially with the planetary landings. There was a really actually, well, Mega, what about you? What's the worst game? Because do you actually play games that are really bad? Do you force yourself to finish them?
No, I don't think I do. I mean, if it's something that's just that I don't like, I will just stop playing it.
Yeah.
But the worst game, then you would probably have to go back to like C64 stuff. Like Batman was a real disappointment on 64. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I only started that game to listen to the theme song on a sit chip,
Oh dang.
but it was unplayable.
Oh. Yeah. I'm
Nowadays, I don't know if there's like any as bad as they were.
I just realized, the worst game I've ever played was NBA 2K18 on the Switch. I'm still
dang.
angry.
You can download?
I downloaded it. I had to buy a memory card because it wouldn't fit on the storage of the Switch. So I was like, oh, it's an NBA game. I'm going to be able to play it. It looked amazing from the screenshots. I'm going to get it. Got it, downloaded it, and I mean, there are two really bad things. One thing, if you were playing online and then you went offline, as soon as you loaded the game up, it crashed and said no, and it corrupted your save file, so you couldn't continue. You had to restart your career every single time.
Dang.
But they're like, yeah, but then when you get it online, you can. But if you actually load it up, so that was happening if you were playing it while you had a connection or Wi-Fi. So if you played it at home and then you're playing on the career, and then you went on the bus and then it loaded it up, it deleted it corrupted your file and deleted it.
Oh my god.
And also, the game is it's a $60 game and it's full of microtransactions. And if you want a career, you pretty much spend the first season entirely on the bench because your character has such low like numbers and stats, and you can increase those stats if you want. You can increase those stats if you want. I mean, this is across the Switch problem was the Switch problem, but this is across all NBA 2K18s. Yeah, you can increase those stats if you want through microtransactions, or you can work really hard and just do these kind of mini games at the gym in the game that are really boring, or you can kind of just grind it out. Someone said it would take like 10 hours to get your stats up from whatever it was, like 50 to 60, or it's just a ridiculous long time you would need to take. It's desperate for you to use microtransactions. And also the game's broken and deletes your save, and it was deleting saves for people who spent money on microtransactions. So I called up Nintendo and was like, yeah, the game's broken. I want a refund. And they refused. They're like, no, they're like digital games. There's no refunds. I was like, yeah, but the game's broken. It's like, well, you need to contact 2K. I was like, well, I bought it from you and you sold me a broken game. Like, I'm sorry, but we do not do refunds. And apparently in the States, Nintendo allow one refund per person. Like, that's it. But in the EU, no, you can't have any refunds whatsoever. So I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to buy a 2K game again. And I was really angry at Nintendo, actually. In fact, I stopped buying the games digitally until quite recently. Because I've got... Yeah, screw them. I said NBA is good on everything else. Yeah, I liked NBA 2K16. It's the one that's... It had a story mode with some weird director about your dead friend who was a ghost and spurring on. It was really bizarre. But like that game, you could get extra stats if you wanted through microtransactions, but a lot of it, there was like a mobile game you could play, and it didn't feel like it was just desperate for you to play it. But no, this 2K18, it was... I think someone gave it a 3 out of 10. And like they were quite a big reviewer. They gave it a 3 just because of that. Shocking. Also, the graphics look terrible on a Switch. All right. Any other, like... Okay, yeah, we had a really, really, really good question from... where was it? Astral Fairy. Are there any Twitch restrictions or rules that you think are pointless? That you, well, maybe think, or you think need added or changed or removed? I think that's a really good question.
Yeah.
For myself,
that's a really hard question.
I think it's really selfish for me, but topless streams. I don't see any problem if a dude wants to not wear a shirt, or a woman wants to wear kind of a bra.
But wasn't that whole, like, you can now stream shirtless if you wanna?
You can't now. They got rid of that rule, then they brought it back with a wear clothing that's appropriate for where you are, and if you're at home, you have to imagine you'd go to a shopping mall dressed like that.
Oh yeah, of course we go.
Fools.
Yeah, they've never seen.
I'll
never
walk
seen
out
Barcelona.
the door buck ass naked right now.
Just go like, wait, actually, not my stream.
Like
Wobble.
when I'm in 30 degrees Celsius, sitting in my room with no fan, should I wear a black t-shirt?
Yeah, or a vest. Wobble says, if I'm sweating my balls off, can I be top? Sure, Wobble. Just let us all know, and we'll come over for the thirst.
You know, the whole topless thing, I think it's like all or nothing for me.
Oh.
Like if dudes can be allowed to do it, women should be allowed to do it too.
Yeah.
Because that is the stupidest, like, women's nipples and areola are more offensive than dudes for some reason, and I cannot abide by that. So like, yeah, either do all or nothing. So that's my hot take.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take my shirt off for obvious reasons with my dad bod, but if I had an amazing body,
that dad bod.
If I had maybe in a year, give me a year.
Send nudes.
Oh no! I've started being healthy every single day
What's
from
your
now on.
Discord for, Ben?
Oh wait, exclamation point Discord. Check out NSFW. Everyone should be able to. Anything for views is sometimes top. Oh, anything for views. I'll check that out. There was somebody actually followed because they were, and they're not. They don't do it anymore, but they seem like quite a decent person. But why not? Come on, just let people free the nips. Yeah, maybe don't get your muff out and you swing your schlong around, but yeah, it's all nips and nips, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely like there's definitely a line there.
Yeah, wouldn't you love to see Sarge playing with his instrument with his shirt off?
Just in your underoos.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Play with the nipples.
And maybe have like, okay, because I don't know, maybe have a thing. Yeah, because some people, like, if it's mature, you kind of have that, allow it.
Yeah.
Just why? As long as there's a warning at the start of the stream, like mature, yeah, I mean, that's surely fine. Covering your asses there. What about any other
But is
rules?
it like not allowed at all?
I think if you're IRLing from the beach, you can, or I think, what's his name? A Norwegian streamer. He was streaming IRL sunbathing in the garden with his girlfriend. I can't remember. He's a Snapchatter. Can't remember. He was in there and he was topless, but it was like he was sunbathing, so that would fall under the rules that are fine.
Okay.
But yeah, like apparently you can't just sit there. So although I've seen people do it, but I don't know how strong they are, how strong they're getting with it. Beware of nips, says Happy Hansel. Yes.
There's definitely the thing about Twitch that bothers me is that certain partners get certain privileges just because of how many eyeballs look at them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense to me, because if you have more eyeballs on you and you're breaking TOS, then shouldn't they be more responsible? Like they like absolve these larger streamers of responsibility. It was Dr. Disrespect, who was I think he trolled some lady and like told his viewers to go over and like troll raid her.
Yeah.
And like he didn't experience any repercussions, and that is a line item in their TOS, no abusive rating. And he didn't get banned. He didn't, as far as I know, he didn't even get like a warning or a reprimand.
I think she tweeted it and got like 40,000 retweets, and it was supposed to like go viral on Twitter, and it did, but nothing happened.
And I mean, you know, that's if she got some she got viewers and she got donations, and like a bunch of people in his community like apologized, but not enough. Not enough people apologized. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. But since he's Dr. Disrespect,
But then it's interesting because there's quite a few
and like Ninja, get the fuck out of my face with this Ninja fool. Like Twitch condones the weirdest things.
Yeah.
Like if I were to show up on my stream and like troll raid somebody, I have a very strong feeling that I would get banned for that shit. And I only have like, last night I had like 6 viewers in my channel, like, and I would still get punished for it. So it's get your shit together, Twitch.
Although interestingly, there's been recently about playing music. Do you see well, I think we discussed it on the last Twitch Play, or no, it was on the Click Play podcast, was it? I can't remember, but a few partner streamers were getting 24-hour bans because they've been playing a song. And apparently you can only file a copyright at the moment of it that it's happening. You can't copy it. You can't go and say, oh, this was played at this time in the past. It has to be reported at the moment it's been played. So a lot of people don't get that, don't get repercussions because they don't actually get caught because they don't have any viewers. But there were some quite big viewers that were playing some artists who were actually quite terrible. I tried to listen to them on Spotify. I didn't like it, but they were getting like just 24-hour bans, but it was only the partnered ones. And they seemed there were lots of very angry partnered people on Twitter getting this. So
I'm going to have to ask RuPaul if I'm allowed to listen to music.
Yeah, I want to message. RuPaul replies, can I play your music?
Yeah, just call her up real fast. Just be like, hey.
You got to open your wallet.
Tove says it was Interscope. It wasn't technically a Twitch thing. I think if Twitch get one of those reports, they immediately give you a 24-hour ban like nothing else. It's like just their kind of zero tolerance rule, but apparently they don't kind of check it, they just do it. So if they get what's it called, it was Interscope, okay, if they just get this kind of request, it's automatically done, you get a ban.
But like an outside request, or just from a viewer who's reporting it?
I think it has to be from the people who own it, own the rights.
Okay, yeah.
Amos interestingly says, so it's okay for you to show a game with murder, horror, gore, and sexy video babes, but you can't show titties. You can't have your own hairy shoulders on stream.
You know, I was a little like Outlast 2 is a really rapey game. But like it's totally allowed to be played. That's more of a societal thing than a Twitch thing, unfortunately. But and something I've actually noticed, I'm quite certain that this doesn't apply to all partners, but back when they reduced the net time for affiliates to get paid from like 60 to 45, I saw a small number of partners. I don't really follow that many partners, to be perfectly honest, but I saw a small number of them retweeting that, like, they were upset by that because they thought that it would like take away from their viewership, and like it.
Well,
some
like,
of them,
it's no use being a partner because you can just be an affiliate and you can have all the perks. Like I think that was like the.
Yeah, and about the sub badges too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
backlash from partnered streamers.
And I think like like none of that is monetary stuff. Like they get 100% of their profits. Unlike us
Yeah.
affiliates,
Yeah.
we have to give at least 50% of our shit to Twitch. So
Yeah, I think it varies
partners-
on the
partners
partner.
can shut the fuck up.
I think it varies on
Yeah.
the partner whether most of them get more than 50% though, I think. But it's I don't think it's 100, but it's like it varies depending on who they are. I think they negotiate it. But yeah, I've seen a lot of, it's weird. It's like giving other people privileges doesn't take anything away from you.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's
exactly.
not, they're not having anything taken from them, but they're seeing other people having it. It's like maybe what we referred to earlier when we're looking at the homophobia and stuff. It's
And
like,
it's
oh
not
my God,
like
these people.
affiliates get something that they don't have.
Yeah.
It's just it gets closer to what they have.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird.
Because aren't they 60, the 60-day thing? They don't have 60-day, do they?
No, I think they have like
No.
30.
And don't
Yeah,
they?
they have. They get paid monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they choose as well? Like they can request payouts.
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, shut up. I know it's very few people that were bitching about that.
Yeah, I didn't see like a huge partner outlash, but like speaking of like classism and elitism, like, and it was always dude partners,
Oh.
white dude partners. I couldn't help but notice, because I look out for shit like that.
Mm.
That's like my mental checklist when I see people complaining. Are they white? Are they male? Are they, are they straight? Are they cis?
I actually saw another tweet like that was quite on the contrary. That was all about females. It was a similar subject, like the whole affiliates getting more stuff, basically closer to the partner.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it just goes on who you follow on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely,
In
definitely.
that situation.
Sar says, leave us pale, stale males alone.
Aw.
There's nothing stale or male about you, Sarge.
I date one of you, so no worries.
Ah, I mentally date Sarge. They get way more of the split and tons of emotes. Yeah, to be honest, I would get rid of this sub badges if I could have a few more emotes. Definitely.
Yeah, that would be a really good trade-off, honestly.
I actually thought in the beginning when I got affiliated, oh my God, I can make more emotes, like loads of emotes. I have so many, but I cannot execute them because I do not have the inventory space,
Yeah.
game-wise,
to
to post them, and it really is really bad.
Why are
So,
you
like-
offended, Isaac?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, more emotes would be cool. I really want. It's the end of. Was it the end of July or sometime in July that they were allowing subscriber badges? I still haven't.
Yes.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
sub badges is just
Yeah.
at the end of this month.
Gonna have to think of some. Aren't I? I don't know what I could go for. Have you decided on yours yet,
I haven't.
Flighty? What would be your sub badge?
I'm sorry. I just totally zoned out there for a second. What did you ask?
What would be your sub badge?
Oh,
Handcuffs.
My default would be that Grendel portrait that I have, and like do it in different colors, and like have the top tier be like a rainbow Grendel or something like that.
No butter.
I actually looked. Speaking of Twitch TOS, you can't have sexual items or sexual accessories or sexual accoutrement, and I do believe that anal lube counts as sexual accoutrement.
That's for toast, Flighty. It's for toast, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just
absolutely.
But
butter.
I mean, if you just have a piece of butter.
I mean, if you do this, like, it definitely looks like a little margarine tub.
Yeah,
Mhm.
can't believe that's not butter.
the way
Boy
all
butter.
go.
Yeah, you need a boy butter emote. Definitely.
I do. I have one on my Discord. So I might be able to get away with it. You know what? I might actually try that today.
Mhm.
If I get banned,
Or from eating
it's-
that butter.
it's your fault.
Yeah. Amma says it's not
I'll
for
give you my
toast.
Twitch channel if you get banned.
Yeah,
Aw.
I'll watch. All right. Well, I think that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks. Thank you to you awesome guys for joining. Flighty, it's been a pleasure as always to have you here.
as always.
Yes, as always. And Glenarini, glad you managed to come.
This was a good group today.
I
Lots
felt
of
like a good one, yeah.
always,
lot of
always such good-looking people coming up in here. It's just,
I love these guys.
Hell yeah. And Mega Petros, thank you so much for, oh my God, all the biddies from Happy Hansel. Thank you so much.
Oh wow,
Whoa.
awesome.
500 biddy bits. Mega, thank you. Can we get, let's get shout outs for Mega. Oh, we've got them there. Oh, and thanks,
Thanks
Pixel
for
Pie.
having me.
No, thank you. I think you should definitely, this is a good group. We need this group on again,
And
definitely.
we get this emote, you guys. Spam it in chat.
You get all the football emotes.
Yes.
I hope you're all
like
going to
we
be.
need them now.
Yeah, now all the Scandinavian countries are out. What happened? What happened, Mega?
Aren't y'all supposed to be good at stuff like that?
Yeah. Let's send a raid over. Oh, I haven't done a raid in a while. So stick around, guys. We're gonna send a raid over to. Oh my God, Dogfin is playing Destiny 2. So we'll go and send. We'll go and give him a raid.
There we go, on theme.
Yeah. So get ready for
Destiny.
it. Destiny, stick around. Go and send some love over to Dogfin, and I'll be online actually in a little bit. I'm just gonna, grab something to eat, I think, and then I'll be on in about, I'd probably guess in about half an hour with some more Ni no Kuni 2. Until then, stick around, guys. Wait for the raid and go and send some love to
Bye.
Dogfin. Bye.
Bye.